Luther Burden out a minimum of 1 month now. Week 1 is in jeopardy. We tried to warn the world to yet again not turn to the MDs on Twitter, the same people that told you that Malik Neighbors wouldn't play till October, but your boy here told you he would start week 1. He'd be on track to play week 1 and be healthy and recover fast. This situation, people tried to again run to get clicks and say, oh, I see this in my home office all the time. Guy ends up doing this and getting, 1 to 3 weeks. Don't have any of the medicals on me. Don't have anything in front of me. 1 to 3 weeks. We said, wait, pump the brakes. We're not in the clear. He's now out 1 month, as we told you to be careful about. And so week 1's in question. Loveland's value goes racing to round 3. Dunze goes from 5.1 to 6.2, probably to 5.5, 5.4, 5.1 maybe. We'll talk about all that and more. And Dan Campbell said today when someone said, what do you expect from Gibbs? Are you afraid to push him as hard as you have pushed him? He goes, we plan to push him even further. We plan to push him. We have not even scratched the surface yet. I'll read to you more of the quotes from Campbell about Gibbs. Gibbs is going to the moon. As I've said, and people use this line all the time, they copy everything we do. LaDainian Tomlinson, 2026 version. This guy right here, Jahmyr Gibbs. The 2026 version of vintage LaDainian Tomlinson. He wins leagues for you single-handedly. 20 touchdowns inbound. Burden out at least 1 month. Week 1 in jeopardy. The Graveyard Show begins right now. File on in.
You're watching a Graveyard Stream. Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So we tried to warn everybody about this, that Luther Burden was not in the clear yet. He was not in the clear yet. We need to wait for imaging. We still need to wait for tomorrow to find out maybe if there's even more bad news. The imaging, I'm sure they got back, but there's other tests that they're doing. There's other ways they're looking at this thing just to make sure they're dotting their I's and crossing their T's. And as I mentioned, everybody on Twitter, these MDs saying, oh yeah, this particular groin strain, 1 to 3 weeks. You don't even know where it is. You don't have anything in front of you. You don't have the medicals in front of you. You could have a detached muscle from the bone. You could have all kinds of different things. Just like when someone has an abdominal issue, everyone's like, oh, abdominal. And it says, remember back in the day, people would say, he has a knee. Remember NFL Network would be like, they don't know anything about injuries. They'd be like, yeah, Tomlinson's going to be questionable with a knee. He's got a knee. Nobody knows anything. We've been doing this 25 plus years. This is the only source you need for injuries and news and everything else under the sun. But Loveland goes up in value tremendously. And we're not trying to say Burden doesn't play week 1. He may play week 1. He may play week 1 and play well. But they may also be slow rolling this bad news out because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? No matter what a Twitter doctor or a pretend news aggregate on Twitter tries to tell you about what this looks like, they don't know. Because they still have to reevaluate Burden at the end of a said period that they're probably indicating they need right now. 4 weeks, reevaluate. 4 weeks, reevaluate. You don't know. I don't know what the reevaluation will unveil. So as of this moment, you might be looking at more than 4 weeks. You might not be, but you might be. And this guy, Colston Loveland, I hate to even imagine where he goes in value right now because I don't want him to be priced out of my ability to snatch him. I would probably say, looking at the ADP that has no update yet as to all this information, I'd probably say that we're looking at Burden falling to the 5th round, maybe even a full 12 picks down to this territory. Then we got to assess whether that's worth it. And that's a whole new Luther Burden. That's like walking out of the room. You say, I'll be right back. I'm going to walk out of the room and I'm going to go like this, slap myself across the face, throw cold water on it and say, okay, now I had an envision of what Luther Burden was. He was round 4 Luther Burden. Now he's round 5 Luther Burden. It's a different Luther Burden. So maybe we love him in round 5. We'll have to see where his ADP goes to. Colston Loveland. We love Colston Loveland, 4.10 Colston Loveland. He's probably going to at least 4.1. In fact, that's probably like the cheapest you'll get him. I imagine he goes straight up, not only up into this bottom of 3, but probably right into this territory. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's McBride at 3.3, 3.4, Colston Loveland at 3.5 or 3.4, like nearly back-to-back. People are going to get on this train and start plugging in solar power batteries and engines and motors to make this train go even faster. And it's going to be hard to even decide when to get on or off the train because it's probably going to get crazy up in this mug. And then you've got Rome Odunze, 5.12, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3. Probably 5.10 to 6.3 is where Rome lives or has been living. He's going to shoot straight up to the top of 5. And this is all, ladies and gentlemen, on the assumption that we're probably getting maybe 50-50. Luther Burden back for week number 1 with a hold your breath in week 1. Does he get re-injured? He's getting reevaluated. He's not guaranteed anything. He's not guaranteed to sit out week 1. He's not guaranteed to sit in. He's about just as likely to be sat in week 1 than to start week 1. That would be my professional assessment. Take that with you. A little bit cautious angle, but take it with you into the remaining part of the offseason, into draft season, into week 1. Take that with you. You want my advice. You're going to have to draft him as sparingly as possible until his ADP settles. Once it's at 5 point something, let's reassess the situation, just like the medical team will need to reassess the situation before anybody can throw around stupid numbers like he's out 1 to 3 weeks. You have no idea. No one has a clue. It's a debacle out there. People without journalism degrees, people without writing experience in fantasy football, people without radio experience, just talking out of turn, left and right, just misguiding everybody. You got to use history. History tells you a lot. History with players with these injuries, not people with these injuries. Steve, your neighbor, having an abdominal strain, or Mark coming in here. Mark 2754 on YouTube goes, hey, I dislocated my finger, my thumb, playing baseball or playing softball, just like, or dodgeball or two-hand touch flag football. I dislocated my thumb just like AJ Brown. He's fine. We don't need any of that. We got it taken care of. Thank you very much. Colston Loveland to the mother freaking moon. The question just is,
to the moon.
Does he climb out of reach for anybody to even grab him? Once you start going light speed away from Earth, nobody can get to you. So who knows what that does to his damn ADP? We'll find out here shortly. Rome Odunze going to the moon as well.
To the moon.
Odunze is going up in value as we speak. I just don't know how high it will climb. Round 5, anywhere around 5, I'm still very, very interested. We'll assess where his ADP can level to. We'll do a draft tonight to see. And this obviously doesn't help Caleb to have inconsistency when he's got a tough schedule, and he's already inconsistent as it is. So none of this helps Caleb. None of this hurts Loveland. None of this hurts Odunze. And Burden, by all means, is still a very, very good player to go get in Dynasty. Trade for him on the cheap. Somebody was on the line on the earlier show and said, man, I was going to trade the 1.4 for Burden, but now I'm not sure I can call it off right now. I'm like, what are you doing? In Dynasty, 1.4, grab Burden like that for 1.4. This is still a Dynasty monster. This guy doesn't vanish. He doesn't turn into, like, dissolve in water the moment, something happens, just, turns to his Dynasty value. Like, what in the hell are we talking about? But for 2026 redraft, for 2026 best ball, big risk in the 4th round. Probably not a player I'll draft at all in the 4th round. Even if it works out, I'll feel good about it. If he drops to 5, which I fully intend to expect, he's going to be somebody we reassess, and maybe 5th round Luther Burden's a really good looking 5th round Luther Burden. So we'll figure out what that means, what it looks like, all of that and more. So congrats to Rome Odunze owners. Not to say congrats, I guess, but congrats to Loveland owners. Not to say congrats, I guess, but congrats. Because you guys, Burden goes down,
Stock on the rise.
Loveland and Odunze go up. And now here, ladies and gentlemen, probably one of the most exciting things I've been waiting to report to you for the last 20, 30 minutes as I've been trying to, scrape all the Roma Dunze stuff together while I already had a planned live stream. That's why I'm delayed, just to make sure we're doing everything in the graphic, everything in the title, so we don't have to quit the live stream, do another one. I like everything to be at the forefront of the show. Otherwise, we quit it, we come back. So you all have a video to grab right away on the YouTube channel. No one works harder than this channel. No one works harder than you guys, because you guys got to show up for my show to be a success. So this standing ovation's for you.
Mashed potatoes. Yeah, buddy.
Without you, there's no me. Okay? Let's make that abundantly clear. These are quotes from Dan Campbell today about his remarkable running back, the guy that we invented here on this channel. We invented Jahmyr Gibbs.
Mashed potatoes. Yeah, buddy.
Don't believe me? New to the channel? Ask around. Ask around. People been doubting this kid from day one. We never wavered. What about Monty? Even when they traded Swift away, what about Monty? We said don't waver. We've heard it over and over. Now everybody loves him. He's everybody's darling. He's your favorite player, Steve. Mark. He's your favorite player, Maggie from accounting. Your favorite player. This is what Dan Campbell said about your new favorite player and our historically always been our favorite player. We need to see where we can take Gibbs. That was Dan Campbell today.
I smell meatloaf.
That's not all. Dan also said we are only scratching the surface.
Let him cook.
All of these questions pertain to his workload. The beat reporter questioner asked, do you think he's getting overworked? Might you dial back his workload now that Pacheco's on board? What's that look like? He said, we need to see where we can take him. We've only scratched the surface. Oh, I'm not done. Responding to the reporter that said, are you dialing back Gibbs' workload? He said, we're going to push him. We're going to take him even further. We need to see where we can take him. They need to put the pedal to the metal to see how far, how fast, and how far this vehicle can go. Now, I will say caveat, increased injury risk always. Look, I'm an objective, honest person that's always going to give you my honest take. If I was some biased guy, I'd act like, oh, injury can't strike him. It does raise injury risk a little bit. But did Achane have injury risk walking into his second season when we invented Achane? He absolutely did have injury risk. Look, it doesn't mean you're getting hurt. Increased injury risk doesn't mean you're getting hurt. Carrying a metal rod down the Golden Gate Bridge during a lightning storm doesn't mean you'll for sure get struck by lightning. So Gibbs, is going to get more volume, more work. And keep in mind, coaches change their minds. Does anybody raise your hand if you can't envision Campbell walking up to a podium in week 5 going, yeah, we're gonna try and get Pacheco a little bit more involved so we can make sure we keep Gibbs healthy for the playoff. And that's not going to be a negative. It's just going to be like, yeah, that's, expect him not to get 28 carries a game. All that stuff is going to be coming full circle. Luis dropping a $2 super chat in the Rumble environment, says, yo, back Rumble, glad to be the sponsor. Appreciate you, Luis. And then Chuck Nasty dropping a $20 super chat in the YouTube stream. $10 from Overcome. Let me drop this one right here. Overcome, thank you for the super chat. This one from C Dub is a $2 hauler. This one from Alec is a $10 hauler. Alec, appreciate you. And then Chuck Nasty dropping the $20 super chat. What a monster. He says, Gibbs to Andromeda Galaxy. The Fantasy Football Show Army is alive and well. God bless Jahmyr Gibbs and God bless the Smitty Army. We win as one. Extend the show 5 minutes. I'll earmark this for the greater show. Usually the super chats need to happen inside the time frame, but I have no problem earmarking it on these. We already have a earmark for the show later. What do we have? We have two $40. Was it two $40 super chats or one? Was it 2 or 1 that were earmarked? So I think it's 40, and then 20 earmarked for the so 100, I think it's, yeah, so like 50 minutes. I think we got 50 total minutes. All right, so hang tight real quickly. I'll get to these other two super chats. Let me just finish what I'm saying here. Jahmyr Gibbs is there's a real chance, ladies and gentlemen, that Jahmyr Gibbs drops a season that even I can't anticipate. I really don't know that I'll be able to anticipate his exact numbers. I want to say I know, but not every day do you get to get your hands on the Grays Book Sports Almanac like I did when I saw Achane and Gibbs coming, and I let all you know about him. This is Gibbs probably looking at something along the lines of I would say 1435 rushing yard season. Let's call this 13 touchdowns on the ground. Maybe 14. 14 touchdowns on the ground. 6 receiving TDs. That gives him his 20. And then this right here, honestly, it's going to be a 2,000 yard season. Total yard season. So, honestly, I don't know how much more he'll go over it. Let's just take the difference here and say 565. So let's say he gets 570 and just clears 2,000 total yards and 20 touchdowns. This is what Gibbs is going to do in 2020. 71 receptions. 71, 570, 6 TDs, 1435, 14 touchdowns. This yards per carry off of, let's say, 5 yards per carry. 1435 divided by 5 is 287. 287 totes of the rock at a 5 yard per carry clip. That's 1,435, 14 touchdowns, 71 receptions for 570 and 6 touchdowns, 20 touchdowns. He wins you a league. You're going to Jupiter.
To Jupiter.
It's gonna be a great year. It's gonna be a great year. Oh man, we just gotta hope that injuries stay away from all these guys. We've had some injuries already. It's been disappointing. You think you're immune to it, right? You're feeling so amped up. You're like, my guys don't get hurt. Nobody can get hurt. We're ready for the football season, baby. Bring it like no other season. We're ready. And then all of a sudden, injuries start hitting and mounting, and it happens. I mean, you just got to be careful not to overextend yourself on a certain player. Even I would say Gibbs, I'm willing to make my own bed with that situation. Not everybody should think like that, I don't think, because I can handle it. A lot of other people will be like, Smitty, I'm following you to the moon. And then you draft Gibbs in 3 out of 3 leagues and he gets hurt, and then you blame me, and then you want to quit fantasy football. I'll never want to quit fantasy football. I don't care how bad of a year I have based on injuries or whatever. Nothing's driving me away. And Underdog promo code Smitty. Let's get into a draft together. Let's get into the $1 Dalmatian draft. It's called the Dalmatian. I'm going to hit the button now. The Little Dalmatian 3. Let's jump into that. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000 in bonus credit. I'll drop that link in the live chat. Pin it right now. We'll definitely do one more draft if you don't get into this one, because we have about 50 minutes of extenders once we get through this draft and we start wrapping the show up. Then we have mother freaking 50 minutes to go minimum. So that's that. Let me go ahead and pin this code in the live chat. And let me pull up the draft and see what draft slot I'm going to get today. Because you know how this works. Your boy Smitty's always getting the bad draft slot whenever I draft with you guys on the live stream. It's kind of cumbersome. Let's see what I got. Looks like the draft filled. If you didn't get into this draft. Oh, I got the 5 pick. Okay. I'm not going to get Gibbs in this particular draft. If I was hoping for the 1, it would be good and fitting to have that potentially in the cards. So it is what it is. All right, draft is pulled up. Here it is. Gibbs goes obviously number 1. Chase goes 2. Puka goes 3. This is really easy for me. I'm smashing JSN almost every time. This is one of those all eggs in one basket type of thing, because I don't get the 5 or 6 pick or 7 pick all the time. You see me get a lot of 9, 10 as well. So whenever I get this, I'm taking JSN, and it only gives me JSN at like a 10% clip, a 10 or 11 maybe percent clip. So I'm not oversaturating at all on this. Let me get to these super chats real quickly. Overcome with the super chat says, running back room stacked, but all three are about 27. Cook, JT, Chase Brown. I have 3 mid to late 27 first rounders. Would you try to age down with one of these gems? I definitely am trying to get rid of. I mean, I definitely would move first rounders to get into Love and Genty and Gibbs and Bijan. Past that, bro, it kind of is like Hampton and Walker, Hampton and Chase Brown, Hampton and JT. I don't know that I'm that worried. There's ankle issues. Mike McDaniel leaves after a year. I'm not sure I'm that interested in forcing something using first rounders and such. I guess in a 2 for 2, I would consider it. But definitely for the big dogs, the big 4 or 5 running. Even Achane, to me, kind of deserves a look at that. Genty, Achane, Bijan, Gibbs, and Love. I'd say those 5 running backs to me, Genty, Love, Achane, and the 2 big dogs. That would be trading up. Everything else is pretty close. Would you? Yeah, that's all I would consider doing. I'd rather do it in a 2 for 2 maybe or something. But Jonah Coleman for Brooks. I'd take Brooks right now. I love both of them. Jonah Coleman's my most drafted player at a 70% exposure on Underdog. 70%. And the next highest is like 40. So it's crazy. But I would rather have Jonah Coleman right now. And I draft Jonah Coleman over him. That doesn't necessarily mean I'd rather have him. Sometimes the ADPs are just a gift. Draft complete, 12 man, 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, Bijan Bowers. Hold on one second. Let me draft. So we got JSN already. I'm going to go ahead and go Brock Bowers without much of a hesitation. I thought about going Neighbors here just to try it, but I think I'm going to go with Brock Bowers here, see what happens at my RB spot. I'm kind of liking Breece Hall more and more in the 3rd round. I feel like they're kind of hinting that they're going to use him more and not do some sort of 3-headed monster, which wouldn't really, it's not like the two. It's not, I like Braylon Allen a little bit, but it's not like those guys are taking away from Breece Hall. It's more just a coaching decision. And it sounds like they're leaning back in the direction of wanting to get the most out of Breece Hall. Bijan Bowers, Neighbors, fantastic team, bro. Bijan Bowers, Neighbors, Waddle, Tootin. You know my feelings around Waddle and JK. And I think Christian Watson, Waddle, and JK, I wonder if you could just make a tiny, tiny little trade, Alec, to go get just a slightly better wide receiver using a combination of those 3 guys. And I'm talking like Ladd. I'm talking like maybe, I don't think you get Pickens. I mean, Garrett Wilson's a little cheaper than he should be. Rashee Rice, people are scared of. I mean, you could always try throwing a first rounder in to try and get one of those upgrades done. Oh my goodness gracious. How do I pass this up? Malik Neighbors. This is not a weeklies. This is so $1. How much goes to first place? $1, 20,000 to first place, 10,000 to second place, but a lot smaller number of entrants. There's only like 90, 100,000 people enter it versus hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands, and it's only $1. So $1 and you win it, you get 20K. I should follow Best Ball Mania ADP quite a bit. And I got JSN Bowers and Neighbors, which is unreal. That's an unreal combo. An uncommon combo, as the kids say. If you want to draft like this right now, Underdog promo code Smitty. That link is pinned in the live chat. The link's in the description of the video. Use the numbers on screen if you need them, please. But if anybody does want to play tonight, just hit that link. It'll insert code Smitty for you. Code Smitty can be entered manually. And again, if you're watching a replay, the link's in the description of every video. Just click that link and it'll insert code Smitty for you. They'll match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000 in bonus credit. Love this team. Thank you, Alec, for the super chat. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Chuck Nasty, Gibbs to Andromeda. I read that one already, but thank you again for the $20 super chat. You monster. I earmarked you for the extender. This one right here. During the season, I can't earmark all the super chats that happen throughout the days, but we will. I think we could probably take any $20 super chat during the show. I think that makes sense, like for right now. But when we get into the season, we'll have to see how it goes. Smitty just joined your crew. I have the 10th pick, 14-man league, PPR. Do I go running back, wide receiver? You can't go. This is a plan of disaster. This is flushing your money down the toilet. Not that it couldn't work and you get lucky, but you don't choose a strategy and just go with it, bro. You don't drive down the basketball court with your right hand and say, I'm going to take 17 dribbles and do a spin move at the, hold on one second, Colston Loveland. We could try, oh no, we have Bowers. Let's go with, we need an RB. Let's go Bashal Tootin here a little early just to get our RB. You don't say, I'm going to, hey, you're in the huddle right before you inbound the ball in basketball and say, I'm going to march down 17 steps. And then when I get to the baseline, I'm going to do a left-handed underhand layup no matter what's in front of me. I'm not going to detour if the defense opens up a lane over here. If there's 3 guys standing in my way, I'm just going to run right into them. That's what you're doing when you take a plan of attack. I would say 10 spot in a 14-man league, one of the worst things you could probably do is plan it. You have to take the value that's there. I think that running backs do get ripped off the board if it's a 3 mandatory wide receiver league, which I don't think you tell me here. You've got to take a wide receiver if possible, if best player available allows it within the first 2 picks. If it's 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, like 1 flex or 2 flex, then I think running back can work, but you're better off going balance if you can get away with it. Much better off going balance if you can get away with it. Trevion Henderson or Bucky. This is a good team to try either one of these. I think Bucky's a little more intriguing right now with this build. I've been doing a lot of Trey Henderson, but let's go Bucky, cuff him, and let's cuff up that running stable in Tampa Bay. If I had a stronger running back one, Hendy probably would be the guy I'd go with. But given that Tootin is very, very high upside, top 12 running back in my mind, but a risky top 12 running back for sure, I need to have like one of the running back rooms buttoned up, and it's a high octane running back room in offense. If I have Gainwell, Sean Tucker, and Bucky, there's almost nothing that can stop me from having running back 1 production, even if it's low end, like number 12. So that would be one way that this team gets secured up in crazy fashion. Again, Goat Society, I appreciate you, but definitely take what the board gives you. Best player available always. Luis dropping a $200 holler wad on screen. $300 holler on screen. Good Lord, what is going on here, Luis? I don't even have a $300 holler button, which I probably need.
Smitty, everybody's pretty. The top most wanted outlaws. These outlaws are on the run. Smitty, can I just ask you one thing? Cause they're wanted. Can we do karate in the garage? Dead or alive.
Jeez, Luis, dropping a wad on screen. Luis, standing ovation for Luis. Let me do that real quickly, and then I got a draft here. I'll be on the clock. Luis to the freaking moon. Luis.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes! Yeah, buddy.
Might be a long night, ladies and gentlemen. It might be a long, long night. Buckle up, buttercups. Just want the people to understand that no matter how much you see people drop into the show, which is the best fantasy football content on the universe. Hold on one second, let me draft. Oh man, Joe Burrow here is really, really, really nice. We got to take the points here. This is such a good team. Joe Burrow, Bucky Irving will cuff it up. Tootin, Neighbors, Bowers, JSN, unbelievable. And I have an opportunity to grab like Dart if I want to cross stream this, or I grab what's his face, Sam Darnold. So forgetful. Sam Darnold later. Which is the best fantasy football content in the universe. We all have the same. We are all the same. Please hit the like button and bring out your takes, all of you, or you all. Your voice is always heard in this beautiful space. Best show in the universe. Smitty the GOAT. Thank you, Luis. Luis, fantastic. Appreciate you. And then we got Simi Valley with the super chat. Says Luis to the moon for the people. Thank you, Simi Valley. Luis dropped one over there too on Rumble. Thank you, Luis. Luis to the mother freaking moon. And on that note, we got to hit Luis's video and pay tribute to Rex. Everybody drop a dog emoji all season long whenever we play the Luis Rex video. Please. Drop a dog emoji in tribute to Rex. Can we turn Rex around? Because I no offense to Rex, but let's get him going the other way. let's see. Can we? What do we do? What can we do? Can I turn him? I can't. I'll figure it out. I'll move it next time. I'll put him over here. I'll just put him over here. Rex, there we go. That's a lot better. I'm almost on the clock. Rex, thank you very much. We're gonna put Rex that way. Someone said we had an echo. Okay, I'll look into that next time we play. Actually, let me hit it real quick. Okay, echo should be gone now. There you go. Thank you. All right, on the clock here. Oh, what a great pick, Mekhi Lemon. Just kidding. All right, Cortland Sutton. Oh, yeah. That's the pick right there. That's the pick right there. What a team right there. What a team. What a team, man. Get our boy Jonathan Brooks. Feels so good, baby. Feels so good, baby. Jay Brooks, Bucky, Tootin, doing it live. Doing it live. That's what I'm talking about. Luis dropping another, what is this? Another $20 super chat. It says, for the people, we are all the same. Thank you, Luis. Appreciate you dropping the $20 super chat.
Super chat alert.
Luis is a monster. Let's go without the echo this time. Boom. No echo? No echo. Rex, appreciate you. Let's put him up here so we can see him a little better. There we go. He's standing on the monitor. That's perfect. Is that something he'd do, Luis? All right. What do we got here? Luis to the moon. We got any other super chats that need handling? I don't think we do. We'll open the phone lines in 1 second. Let me get through another pick or two so I don't screw this draft up. This is one of the better drafts we've had. I wish it was just a best ball mania, but it still could win $20K for first place. This team's phenomenal. JSN, Brock Bowers, Malik Neighbors, Bashal Tootin, Bucky Irving, Burrow Brooks. Don't think you should be able to draft a team like this, to be honest. It's an unbelievable squad. And this is going to be a tough decision here. Do we go with like a doubling up of sorts, like a Mahomes? Do we do something like that? There's other players. There's so many things I want to do here, but I also have other obligations that I need to attend to. But I think we maybe can get away with those other obligations. I think I'll push my luck here, and I think I'll grab what I believe to be the best player on the board in Harold Fannin Jr. And we're bully tight end now with the Bowers and Fannin. This is a really, really good team. We only have 2 wide receivers right now, but I have a plan of attack for that as well that I think is league winning. I truly do. I don't know if it will work out. I hope it does. It should. We should be able to pull off. We should be able to pull off everything we need to here. Let's see how it goes. If my plan of attack is successful, this team will be such a winner. I'm excited about what this team can do if I can pull off the things I'm about to do. I'll tell you as they happen. Lemon looks like an absolute animal in his highlights, says Shaquille Oatmeal. Lemon, bro, what are you gonna come in? Lemon's injured right now. He can't. He's always hurt. You come in and go, his highlights look great. His highlights do look great, but his highlights don't matter. All right, here we go. Okay, it worked. It worked. Kenny Gainwell's there. We'll take Kenny Gainwell. We got Gainwell and Bucky. That feels great. That feels great. We got Fannin and Brock Bowers. We got Brooks, Bucky, Tootin. That was a thin running back room that we really kind of secured up real quickly. Yeah, we only have 2 wide receivers, but I have a plan. I have a plan, and it's going to work. I have a plan, and it's going to make the team look great. Don't you worry. Phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Don't you worry about good old Smitty. We got it under control here. We got it under control. Thank you, See Me Again, for that super chat. Thank you, Luis, for dropping the wattage, man. How many do we have? We got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Um, $30 minutes there. 30 minutes. And then we have I'll have to add it all up. All right, here we go. So I think we got 50. Yeah, 50 minutes plus 50 minutes. So 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 35. I think we got 185 minutes. We're probably gonna have to start the timer after this draft. I never start at the beginning of the show or anything, but we might start at the top of this next draft. All right, here's the real critical part, guys. Real critical part. Some of you might think that this is a potential mistake drafting the way that this receiving room is shaping up. It's not. It's not. JSN, Neighbors, Deebo Samuel, we got Burrow, hang tight. Magic is in motion here at this moment in time. Love Coker. He's definitely a backup plan here, or a front plan. Love Coker. Coker falls. Did Coker end up going? No, he is still. He should still be available. He's still available and should be available at this pick. But is that what I'm doing? Maybe. ETN or Brees. I would say ETN, but I like both of them. I like both of them a lot. Romeo Dobbs. I'm going to leave it right here, even though it's kind of cut off, just so you guys can see the full team so far. Now, this is where I would normally go Coker, but I'm not. I'm securing things up. And I'm going to go Stribling with Deebo, locking in a wide receiver spot that is untouchable. This is an untouchable wide receiver 3, in my opinion. Untouchable. Because one of the two is going to be going crazy at one moment or another. If not, both of them rotate for me. Love Coker. I definitely like Coker, but this is untouchable. I need this combo, given this receiving room, more than I need a couple shots that together could leave me hanging. People say don't cuff, don't grab players on the same team, grab other people's cuffs. That's all nonsense. Everything's case by case. This is a phenomenal strategy. Deebo with Stribling as my wide receiver 3, given the volatility that I've created for myself at the wide receiver 3 spot, is a league-winning move. League-winning. Yeah, Kyler in the Viking situation is a debacle. It's why you just better be running from that situation in that ADP. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. A disaster.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
And if any of you out there, I see a couple of you see Kyler New. If you're trying to paint the Kyler Murray Minnesota Vikings situation as good, I have bad news for you. I have real bad news for you. It's nowhere close to good. Now, the sooner we find out that this is solidified and Kyler's a starter, the better. But we're looking at August 10. And we still don't know. And that's a debacle. All right, we have JSN. So let's go ahead and grab Sam Darnold here. It's a real good move. Real nice, crafty pick, I think. I wanted to go with a wide receiver there that I really, really like. I don't think he'll last. But I needed the quarterback security at this point a little bit more because the quarterbacks are flying off the board. And Travis Hunter was the guy I wanted. But there's a chance, there's still a couple other receivers that I really do like. So I have no problem making sure I'm good at QB. and then we'll attack some of these other sleeper wide receivers that I think are still on the board. They could be just as good as Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is really, really good, but he's not guaranteed anything, but he's a really, really nice wide receiver to add. Mute yourself, please, and have the background noise in the background down, please. Have all background noise down, please, and then mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Let's go ahead with this pick. I think I'm going to roll with our quarterbacks have different bye weeks. Okay, I think I'm going to roll with Tank Bigsby, who I think can be a mother freaking league winner this year. He's already getting like half the work. Not saying that translates into week 1, but they're clearly versing him and getting him ready. And if they dial it back down to 20% or whatever, they're still giving him some work. And if something happens, he's fully equipped and prepared to take over as a starter. And we gotta remember how much we loved Tank Bigsby before he got traded. We thought there was a chance they're trading ETN and Bigsby would have the starting job. And they went the other direction. But we love Bigsby. Don't forget how much we love Bigsby. Do not forget. Let me go to the caller here. Let's see here. Is that Mark from Canada? Is that you, Mark?
Yeah.
What's up, Mark? What can I do for you?
Sir.
What can I do for you?
Hey, Smitty, PPR redraft. I'm just going to give you a quick list of running backs. Give me your personal ranking here. James Cook, Genty, A9, Chase Brown, Hampton, and A-Chain.
Yeah, I mean, we go over this combo. I mean, this is just the ADP. Genty's a first rounder. Hampton's borderline first round pick, so he could definitely be there. Cook is a first round pick. I do kind of like Cook and Hampton around the same, to be honest. And that's not a knock on Cook, but Genty's my number 3 running back this year. So Genty by a mile, then it's like a tear break. And then I would say Hampton, Walker, and Cook are all real close. Achane, Chase Brown as well. Achane I love as well. Like, I'm just rotating that. There's no real way to rank that, man. I mean, I would say that Chase Brown has the most likely chance of living in the red zone, which is kind of sometimes a determining factor, you know, when you're breaking down. And the odds of like Achane maybe sitting out the final 2 weeks because of a bruised rib is a little bit higher than it is with the other guys who are fighting for their life. So I like Tesla a lot. But I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said my ranking of that crew isn't different every day. It really is. And that's not a cop-out. I'm definitely one of those people that hates when people are like, give me whoever. Give me the leftovers. I'd rather have number 3 so you can decide for me. I'm never that guy. And I'm not that guy now. I want to have control of the situation. But there's no logical arguing Walker over Hampton or Hampton over Walker or Achane over Hampton. You can only say, okay, lining it all up. Genty's I'm not debating Genty, tier break. Cook has brought the consistency. He's safest. Hampton's got the ankles. The offensive line was a mess. Like, there's a lot of moving parts, new offense, but it's obviously going to be exciting. He comes with more ceiling than Cook, but Cook is safer. So it's just like, you know, Walker injury history, but touchdowns, probably the most capable of scoring the most touchdowns in the entire league. He has the capability of that. He could lead all running backs in rushing touchdowns. Kenneth Walker. Achane is the most talent out of all of them but Genty. Achane's honestly running back 4 for me, maybe in Dynasty, 4 or 5. So it just depends, bro. There's no answer. I wish there was.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, later, bro. Yeah, I wish there was an answer there. There's just not. 503, then over to Chuck Nasty. 503, you're live.
Smitty, I'm in a Dynasty, and I'd like to know which one you would rather have. Drake May or Dart?
Hold on a second.
Finish him. Call.
Okay. Chuck Nasty, you're live.
It's Drake May. What?
What's up?
Crazy.
Nothing. Just wanted to say, yeah, Gibbs is going to the he's going outside the galaxy. I mean, your coach doesn't normally talk about, players that highly. And the fact that he's talking about Gibbs, that there's, an extra kind of layer to his game is terrifying. It's a random order in my league, but I might rig it just because I'm the commish, just so I can get the 101, just so I can get Gibbs.
Can't condone it. Can't condone it. Can't blame you. Either way. But, yeah, I mean, we've been preaching all this for forever, but it's nice to refresh on it and have a little bit more evidence as to why this is LaDainian Tomlinson vintage. All right, hold on 1 second. Chuck Nasty, 1 second. Let me come back to you in 1 second. Let me just draft real quickly. I don't want to screw this draft up. Okay, so I got Burrow and Darnold, both different bye weeks. I got Tootin, Bucky, Brooks, Gainwell, Tank, Bigsby. Receivers are off the hook. One thing I have not done yet, which I need to make sure I do not screw up. Just wait 1 second here. 1 second. 5 seconds. This guy will time out. Okay. Grab Sean Tucker. He co-faulted my next pick, but I don't want to screw that up. So now I have the entire backfield. Let me scroll up and show you guys. Entire Bucky, Gainwell, and Sean Tucker backfield. I also have Bigsby and Jonathan Brooks with Tootin. So very crafty RBs. The reason I went RB light was because I got JSN Bowers and Neighbors, in case you forgot. And I got Burrow, I got Fannin as a flex option. Bully QB. My wide receiver, you might say, Smitty, why don't you draft wide receivers in rounds 4 through 9? I traditionally don't. I like Downs. I like Michael Wilson. But you look at all these receivers. I like DK. So I like Sutton. If it falls right, I'll take one of those guys. But this is definitely a zone of wide receivers where I don't love them. I'm not worried about Addison, or I like Diggs, but I don't need him. Godwin, Shakir, Myers, Wandell I like. Worthy I like. But none of those are a priority. This Debo Stribling combination for my wide receiver 3 is just disgustingly crafty. And Tesla and Branch are also very good producers, I think, this year, no matter what happens. So I feel like that's a really, really good arsenal of wide receiver options, given how I scrimped at the position for a while. There's another player I might draft here at wide receiver. My 2 tight ends are Bowers and Fannin, both different bye weeks, so I could avoid going with another tight end. And my quarterbacks are Burrow and Darnold. I could either grab Flacco at the end if I want, or I could grab Milroe if I wanted, which would be an uncommon player to have, which is always kind of fun. And people will say, are you drafting Milroe? Like, Milroe's awesome. So right here, I've got to decide, do I go with a Antonio Williams, who I really do like as another receiver ad? Let me just see here real quickly. I think I probably need it. I'm going to go Antonio Williams here. And then when I come back around here, do I want to swing with another RB, or do I say Tootin, Bucky, Brooks, Gainwell, Tucker, and Bigsby's enough? I think it is. If I didn't have the lucrative Tampa Bay running back room locked up, as I have one RB except for the bye week, no matter what happens, I think I'd feel like I need another RB. But the fact remains, I might, if I get struck with injury, let's say Tootin gets hurt, let's say Jonathan Brooks gets hurt, let's say Tank Bigsby gets hurt, I could literally have Bucky and Gainwell, or Sean Tucker and Gainwell, or Sean Tucker and Bucky, literally have 2 starters all season long with that running back stable, which is such a lucrative best ball strategy to have the trio, which is why I went with that over Hendy with this build considering. So I don't think I need another running back. I think it probably will be Flacco or Milroe, and Flacco is probably the safer, better option. Just is Mendoza there? Brissett's there, but he'll probably get yanked. I could go Carson Beck, bank on him late. He's definitely going to be in there at some point. I kind of like him. I kind of think he's I don't want to say a gem. That sounds a little premature, but damn, I don't know. He looks really good. I know it's one game. People are going to go, it's preseason. I can't believe you're getting tricked by preseason. It's not about preseason. It's about precision, that you can see. but things fall apart and collapse really easy. But finding that, that secret weapon like last pick is always kind of fun for me. Whether it's Kalen Black or getting, and I don't know. The way I kind of look at it is that, and there goes Kalen Black. I shouldn't have said anything. The way I kind of look at it is, it's one of those. I could go. I got Tootin. I could go LaQuinn Allen. Maybe I'll do that. I'll do that. That'll kind of button up my running back room. I the way I look at it is, if Burrow goes down, I'm probably not winning anyway. But let's go LaQuinn Allen. That's pretty good. Now I believe he'll be the guy that's the backup. I don't care about Rodriguez. That's a good looking team there. Luis with a $50 super chat in the building over on the Rumble. Luis, you monster, you absolute savage. What in the heck are you doing?
Give me $50, honey. Get by the brother, Smitty. Give me $50. Oh, yeah.
Luis dropping a wad. Let's see here. Why is that music so loud? Hold on. Jeez. All right. Luis dropping a $50 super chat over on Rumble. And he says, for some reason I can't screenshot it over. I'm tapped out. Apple Pay sucks. Only do what you can, Luis. Never, always appreciated. Never expected. I'm on Rumble extended as much as the people want. Smitty, I got you. Do what you only want to do or can do, Luis. Come on. Send. I'll drop 1,000 if need be. Stop, bro. You don't need to do that. You're the man, the myth, the legend, bro. All right, let's see here. We got a phone caller here, the 905 caller. You're live, and then go back to Chuck Nasty. Thank you, Alec. Appreciate you.
Hey, what's up, Smitty?
What's up, bro?
I gave you a call last night. We were talking about keepers. You sent me away with some homework. I'm back.
Okay, hit me with your homework, and then Luis, you're more than free to call in. I appreciate you, Luis. Luis, you're the man, bro. All right, hit me with it.
All right, so we were talking last night. I'm going to keep Gibbs. He was supposed to be at a 3. Since you sent me away with some homework, I found out that we made some changes at the live draft last year. So he's actually a 1 this year. That changes the math a bit. So I'm keeping Gibbs at 1. I can keep Walker at 2, Pickens at 4, or Loveland at 7. I think I'm priced out of Walker because that's a 1-2 gone. So I'm thinking Pickens or Loveland, and some picks that I can get with those selections. It's looking like Barkley, Love, Javonte Williams, Etienne will fall to me.
All right. Let's see here. I'd probably say now this isn't tight. This is tight end
on my first pick. Olave's on the board. It's a 2 flex, so you can. It's not a tight end premium, but there is the option wide receiver, tight end, running back, and a wide receiver.
I'm probably gonna say, man. I mean, Loveland, and this is for like, does the keeper round climb each year?
What do you mean?
Well, like next year, this is 4 become a 3, the 3 become a 2, 2 become a 1.
Oh yeah. So it's they get locked in at that position for 2 years, and then they split in half. So a 7 will be a 3, a 4 will be a 2, and then it splits again the following year. And then once you get a 1, they're going back into the lottery. So I lose.
Get kept for a 4 next year? Does Walker get kept for a 2 next year? Does Loveland get kept for a 7 next year? Who is already facing that split?
Everybody but Gibbs. Everybody but Gibbs will be kept at that number for 2 more years.
Okay. I mean, the answer for sure, Gibbs and Pickens without a hesitation.
Even with the Burden news?
Well, you get to keep 3, you said?
I get to keep 2. So I'm keeping Gibbs.
Okay.
So it's either Pickens or Loveland.
It's still Pickens. It's still Pickens, yeah. mean,
Still
fourth
Pickens?
round's disgusting. And
Okay.
while Loveland's good in 7, he's still going in 4 right now. And Burton's not out for week 1 yet. He might be questionable for week 1. But the Burton news doesn't even change anything per se for week 1. But Loveland, the way I look at it is Fannin could be had probably at this round or 6th round or something. Give me Fannin and Pickens all day long over just Loveland and then probably that 4th rounder, I think. Hard to say. And Walker's nice.
Okay.
I know you want to keep RBs because they'll get ripped off the board, but Pickens in that 2nd rounder are worth more than Walker in the 4th rounder, in my opinion. But that's how I look at it. But you're not wrong to like the Loveland side. I just don't think that I would do it. I think I would go with Pickens. Pickens in 4 is crazy.
The only thing I see that I don't like is like the running backs that'll be available to me are like basically Hendy, Bucky, Ramondre, Brooks.
Yeah, but you got Gibbs.
Rico. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you're kind of going like hero RB, but you want to take the best player available. You don't want to take just running backs. You don't want to, because then your receivers will look different. You might have Walker and Gibbs, but then what receivers do you have? Pickens is a wide receiver 1, so that's great. I don't know. Do what you want. It's not a bad move to go Walker. I just don't know if you've got Gibbs and Walker, and then you've got a 3rd rounder. Who's the 3rd rounder? Just take a guess. Take a guess at who your 3rd and 4th rounders or 3rd and 4th round picks are.
Who's on the board? I got Garrett Wilson, Monty, Lamar, Javonte Williams, Henderson.
I think those guys will be in round
Mike Evans.
Or are those guys going up here?
They'll be. That's basically just showing like from the keepers off the board. That's who will fall to my spot.
To the third round spot. Because again, you're gonna have people drafting. You're gonna have people drafting around 2. Not everybody, but you will. So if you're talking about those guys you're counting all the available spots down to your 3rd round pick, and you're saying that you could maybe get, who was it again?
Lamar Jackson, Javonte Williams, Hendy, Evans, Bucky, Doomsday, Pollard, Caleb Williams, Warren, Parker Washington, BTJ.
Okay. So the receivers are a little light there. You could maybe get an Evans or something, but so you're looking at like a Gibbs, Walker, Evans, and then like a Hendy or Bucky or something like a Doomsday and Evans. I mean, I don't know, bro. You take this. Who's going to be there in the 2nd round pick if you were to take Pickens in 4? Who's going to be there in your 2nd and your 3rd round pick would be the same. So let's say that's
I'm only gaining like T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Monty.
I don't know. I think you can have more than that, but if you had Garrett Wilson, I don't think you're going to get Garrett Wilson with that 4th pick. But if you had G. Willie, Gibbs, Pickens, and let's call it like Tootin or Bucky or whatever, I don't know what your favorite player.
Tootin's taken. He's a keeper.
Okay.
Because of you last year, I tried to buy him on the cheap, and now Buddy got smart and he kept him. So.
I mean, I just think this team looks better. Gibbs, Garrett Wilson, Bucky, Pickens, like that kind of team looks better. It just does. And the reason, and it's logical as to why, it's because you're keeping the later player and you're getting that extra pick higher on top of the later player. Like, I mean, this is how simple it is, bro. Are Pickens and Walker close in ADP? They kind of are. Like Walker's going in the top of 2, mid 2 in a redraft setting. And this is a keeper league. It's not a dynasty. So the value is pretty close. And then Pickens is going at the bottom of 2. You're getting this guy instead of the 2nd round Walker. You're getting a very, very similar asset that could outscore him in the 4th round. I mean, it's real simple. I think anything else, you're overthinking it and you're not drafting the best player available, period. You're just letting the positions get to you in a way that's making you draft a worse team. All right, my man, I got to move on. Appreciate you. Call back later if you got another one. Thank you. Chuck Nasty, you're live.
Did you say you gotta go Rock? You can go Gnome real quick if he's on the line.
Who? No.
Oh, I thought you said Rock.
No. Let me see. Luis, you there?
Sorry.
Yes.
What's up, my guy? What can I do for you?
Yeah, go to Luis real quick. Yeah.
No, let Chuck Nasty go. No, like that's my boy.
It's all right, bro.
No.
We got a lot of time. In fact, I got to put that timer
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Chuck.
Luis, you've been killing it.
Or Luis, whoever.
No. I was just gonna say, Luis, you've been killing it tonight. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Here.
I was just gonna say, I don't know if you probably saw the whole Love thing is now, he's getting snaps the ones, and people are like, oh wow, I'm surprised, but over here we're not. Like, he's obviously gonna play a majority of the time. He's a stud. And the fact they're using motion and all that, LaFleur's trying to get him involved in the passing game is insane. He's going to be a top 10 running back, maybe even top 5, probably easily top 8. He's just going to go to the frickin' moon. And then now all of a sudden Beck looks pretty good, So I think everything's looking up for the Cardinals, at least at the moment.
Which is exactly what we told everyone. But that's all right. People will learn the hard way. Luis, what do you got? What do you hear? What do you say? And thank you for the extenders. I think I got all the numbers up on, I think we're an hour and a half extended. Thank you, Luis.
No way. For real? I was whoa, okay, cool. So, like, I was actually coming to the stream because I don't really watch the show. I mean, I watch it, but, like, today I wasn't going to watch it. So, somebody mentioned in the chat, because I've just been watching it through the chat for the last couple of days, and somebody said, like, oh, you just dropped 300. Cool, whatever. Like, use it as an extender. So I was going to say, like, hey, can we extend it for the people? Because this is the people show.
Oh, we extended it, bro.
And,
we extended it. It's extended.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. That's literally all I really wanted to say, because, there might be some people out here that want to talk and say, like, oh, my takes are...
Don't worry about it. A lot less than you think, Luis. Move around it. You know how many people a show tells me my take's garbage? It doesn't matter. The majority of people love you. Extend the show, no one cares. You got to stop focusing on 2 people. It's like the way I try and explain it, because some people say that there's negativity. There's no negativity. The show's overwhelmingly positive. But it's like you're at a concert. Here's the stage. And you're up on stage right now singing away, and all these people, 65,000 people in the stadium love you. And then you got these 2 haters in the front row, and then a third one comes in the front row, and you can hear them, and they're yelling, yeah, you suck. And you just think the whole crowd hates you. It's just 3 people. It's like a point, so don't even worry about it. What do you think of, what was I going to say? God, this marker board. I got to get new markers. I'm getting like tennis elbow from erasing this. My elbow is sore, like tennis elbow, because these markers are like, they're not permanent. It takes so much to come off.
You need a tendonized band.
You might need to. I'm going to be on IR. How'd you get on IR? Erasing the marker board. What do we think? Okay, let me throw a couple, and you guys, the phone lines are open. Dial in, please.
Call into the show.
Please do. Everybody call in.
All right.
All
right. Luis.
That's what it's supposed
All right.
to be.
Luis, who do you like more? And I'll go to Chuck Nasty next. Jamo Williams or Luther Burden? Knowing what you know now, redraft, you have to make a decision now. You have no idea if Burden's going to play week 1. You have no idea if... Jamo. And they're 80...
Jamo all day, man.
And their ADPs will be close, because I do anticipate that this ADP is going to change quite a bit.
So me initially, the way that I was looking at it is, so Luther Burden seemed nice because, he finished so high. And then I just realized, like, hey, man, Loveland is the guy. Rome is the guy that got traded. Not traded, but he got drafted to be with Taylor Williams. Luther Burden is an elite talent. And then I looked at Jamo. Jamo, like, when Dan Campbell took over the play calls, I know you don't agree with everything that he does, but I like the offense in Detroit because it has a better schedule, and Jamo just fits the scheme a lot better. And as much as I love Caleb, they're going to run the ball in a different way that Detroit is. Because Detroit, Gibbs, he's more of a pass catcher. I know that somebody like Swift is known to be that. I just believe that Caleb is gonna feed. Not Caleb. I'm tripping. Jared Goff is gonna feed. Jared Goff is gonna feed.
Okay,
J-Mo
I got you. All right, so you no real long explanations needed. We're just gonna swing through here. J-Mo or where's my damn screen? Chuck Nasty, J-Mo or Burden? Where did they go?
First injury and just better team for JMO.
All right. Let me go and dial in. Travis, I don't know if you're dialing in tonight or I don't know if who was it that was going to call? Michael from San Diego. You were going to potentially call in. All right, let me throw another one at you real quickly. DJ Moore or Burden? Chuck Nasty first. No long answers, just short.
Yeah, DJ Moore. Go the guy that's not injured.
Yeah. Chat, vote in the chat on these as well, and I'll drag some interesting takes on screen. Luis, is this a new one for Luis, or is this the other one that I already added? I think this is the other one. Okay. I did get that. I just didn't check it off here. Luis, thanks again. This one here from Luke. He says, Burden because Lions have more mouths to feed. Not really. Not really, Luke, but good try. This one here from George. George says, I took a year off after a great 2024. So he went out into this, took off into the sunset with a great year. I took a year off, great 2024, and underdog. It feels good to be back. Fantasy football show. Chase Brown, Coach Smitty. Thank you, George. Appreciate you for dropping that. Rock out. Just mute yourself. I'll be right with you, young man. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for the super chats. I'll answer them in order in which they're received. Okay, another wide receiver I'm going to throw out. This one's going to be easy, I think, for everybody. But I'm just curious because Flowers is going way too high on underdog, but he doesn't go as high on other platforms. So this is a player that the reason I bring him up is I'm getting a lot of pushback in comments and getting some sort of like, hey, Smitty, I'm not seeing Flowers go in the third round. You're absolutely nuts. Or, hey, Smitty, I'm not seeing Devontae Smith go at the top of 3. You're absolutely crazy. Because they're not drafting on underdog. They're drafting on Yahoo. Or they're drafting on ESPN. Or they're drafting on whatever. And they're not seeing it. So this is a player that in some circles goes right next to Burden where they should go together. Because this is an overdrafted player like crazy. One of the worst picks in fantasy in best ball because people are taking him in the middle, sometimes earlier than this 3.7. This is his ADP through hundreds and hundreds of thousands of drafts. This is not some rinky-dink Mickey Mouse ADP. This is the biggest ADP you can find. And while it's a little different from sometimes your managed league ADP drafts, it's paying people that are paying hard-earned money to draft. It's not mock draft data. Mickey Mouse mock draft data that has some of the computer drafting over and over when people quit their draft after being, 3 or 4 rounds in and they want to restart all of a sudden. And then the computer finishes and piles bad ADP on bad ADP. So Flowers at 3.7 is more realistic than you might think. However, it's only as realistic as the suggested ADP might pressure the people to draft. So if you're on ESPN and Flowers has a 4.8 ADP, he's going at 4.8 more likely than 3.10 even, or 4.1, because people are influenced by the ADP. So I asked this question because in other scenarios, they're right next to each other in the 4th round. And on underdog, everybody just says, oh, it's got to be Flowers. But I don't blame anyone for picking Flowers. I just wanted to ask. So I'll go to Luis real quick. Short answer, Luis, Flowers or Burden? Knowing what you know now.
Just Flowers, to be honest with you, because he is the one.
As it should.
And nothing against Burden. It's just a simple math. Lamar is a top 5 quarterback. Caleb is honestly, I want him to be, but he's not a top 5 quarterback. So it's not like Lamar's
going to I got you.
1,400 yards.
Short answers. So, okay. Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me go back over to Chuck Nasty. Flowers or Burden?
I go Flowers.
Okay.
Better team.
All right, last one, guys. Then I'm gonna go over to Rock out. Flowers or Burden?
Bird and the Ravens sometimes have stagnant weeks and they last for a couple weeks.
Okay, you're not worried. You're not worried. You're just gonna roll the dice.
Yeah.
What about Loveland? What about Rose?
We'll get to those guys. They're next. Okay, Rock out. Rock out. Let me ask you this one: Burden or Waddle?
I'll go Waddle.
Chuck Nasty, Burden or Waddle? Short answers only.
Gotta go, my boy Waddle.
You know what? You guys are gonna think I'm crazy. I'm gonna go Burden. I just don't.
I can see that.
I think Sutton and Waddle are equals. I think Waddle could have a good year, but he's already injured again. He's injured. There's a chance he's just as injured as Burden right now, by the way. I'm going to take Burden over Waddle.
They're saying
I don't like Waddle.
a couple days, but I don't know about that.
He's always hurt, though. He's always hurt. I'm going to go Burden. Even if Burden was let's say Burden didn't come back until week 3. I could survive. I'll take a Michael Wilson. I'll take something. I'll add those 2 or 3 weeks of whatever player I'm plugging in with Burden, and Burden in those 3 starts are going to blow Waddle out of the water. So,
Actually, the more I think of that, let me quit my homer cap here. Yeah, I'll go Burden.
Gotcha. No problem.
Yeah, I'll go Burden.
Luis, short answer: Burden or Waddle?
Waddle.
All right.
Bo does not have a top 5 tight end under the helm. And, the running backs, I like RB, and I know Coleman can be elite, but I like Sean Payton, but give me Ben Johnson every single day. And I like Caleb's talent better than Bo, so that's just my...
Didn't you just say Waddle?
I'm tripping. Oh, my God. Anyways, you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Sometimes I just come in here and I'm just talking.
All right, let's see here. How about let's see here, man. Mike Evans or Burden, and these ADPs are close right now because Evans is criminally underrated right now. Rock out, Evans or Burden. Evans is banged up right now with the quad, but it's a very minor thing. Burden obviously banged up.
He'll be all right.
Who do you like? Who do you like more?
Sure, Evan.
Chuck Nasty.
I'd go Evans.
Yeah, Evans by a mile. By a mile right now. I hate to say it, but Burden, I shouldn't say a mile. I should just say I feel very confident that he's going to start the season off healthy. But, there is a world, again, where I couple somebody with the 3 starts, let's say. And Burden could play week 1. But let's say he didn't. And you coupled Garrett, you got Garrett Wilson. Michael Wilson, somebody like that with Burden. Could you have as much points as Evans? Maybe. But I also believe Evans is underrated. I also believe Evans could lead the league in receiving touchdowns. You might call that crazy. We just saw Devontae Adams do it with 789 yards. We might see him do it with 1050, 1090, 1090, 1090, and 14 touchdowns. I mean, I could see that kind of year for him. And I cuff him to Stribling, cuff him to Debo, grab all 3 if you want. I love it. Mike Evans is going to have a big season. But I could understand this one because he's also banged up. And if you want to stand on injury and say one we're just going to ignore and the other we're not, I could understand where you're coming from. I will say, though, that there is a distinction because he's now being talked about as questionable for week 1, and Mike Evans is not. He's absolutely fine. So there's that. All right, let me swing over to and I don't know if Travis, you're calling in or anybody wants to dial in. Simi Valley, you're welcome too, bro. Michael from San Diego, dial in, my boy. Let's go at Dunze. let's go down to a Dunze and talk about this guy, because this guy's a 5-6 round player right now as of this moment. This could change, and it could change tonight. Parker Washington is a player that, let's go find his ADP. Parker Washington's ADP is right around, let's see here. I think it's, these guys are not extremely close anyway right now, I don't think. Oh, no, they are really close. Okay, perfect. Parker Washington's been climbing. 6.3 versus 5.12, with the assumption that he's going to climb. And Parker Washington, though, with all the buzz around him the past week or so, could kind of follow him a little bit. So this could be like a Parker climbs to 5.2 and Dunze climbs to 5.5. So they're close enough to have this debate, I think, for sure. So rock out. What say you, Parker Washington or a Dunze? With everything you know right now.
I'd probably go Parker. He's going to get a lot of work in that middle.
Okay. Luis, if you're around right now, I think you said you're muted or something. If you're around, you can answer a Dunze or Washington. Short answer. If you're not there, don't worry about it.
Yeah, bro. Sorry. I've been talking to my mom. I was going back and forth. Okay, so Parker versus Washington. Parker. Sorry, can you repeat that again? Because I've been back and forth.
A Dunze versus P. Wash.
That's a good one. Honestly, give me Odunze, just because.
No worries about it. We're just going short answers. Don't worry about it. Okay, Dunze. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what Odunze.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Odunze.
All right.
Yeah.
You mute, no problem. All right. Let's go with a Dunze or man. Let's go back to the ADP board and figure this out real quickly. I think another good one, honestly, if we're talking redraft, a Dunze, does he get to the Adams level? I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I think there's a real chance that Adams and a Dunze are going to be near each other. I'm taking Adams personally.
Yeah, I'll take Adams.
I just think that Adams looks really good right now, for one. Number two, he led the league in touchdowns last year. I know he's older. Him and Mike Evans, I know everybody wants to write him off, but they both look fantastic right now. And I know Mike Evans has the quad situation, but it's very minor. It's more of a bruise than anything. And they're just trying to kind of make sure he's good. He's got a long season ahead of him. They don't want to get him hurt. And Adams, he's an injury risk for sure. And if we're talking best ball, I think, and Dunze's got his own injury risk because of the foot and everything. But it's, for me, I think Adams just brings you probably some win-a-league value that I believe Odunze could have, but Burton's not out for the year. Like, if Burton had tore his ACL, I think that's when Odunze could zip past a lot of people and maybe even get into the top of round 4. Or, sorry, the bottom of round 4 next to McLaurin, next to Mike Evans. Loveland would obviously sail up as well, so you wouldn't see Loveland here. But Burton would fall, obviously, off if he had tore his ACL or something. So I think Odunze, we got to be careful not to move Odunze from 5.12 all the way past Mike Evans and up into the 4th round, when there's a chance. The only thing that's going on by week 1 is that Odunze got more practice reps and is more versed and has better rapport with Caleb than he would have had coming off of last year, and just secures up a little bit more architected volume that they said to themselves, let's get Odunze architected into this play design, because Burton may or may not be available. So I think we got to be careful not to assume anything is really changed for week 1, because there's a chance it will, there's a chance it won't. There's a chance that Odunze's groin issue becomes a problem and he ends up sitting out middle of the year, or there's a chance they heal it, everything's good, and he plays week 1 and he never has a problem with it again. So you got to be really careful not to move somebody too high. Adams feels safer to me. Evans feels safer to me. Odunze feels like he's a really good player right around where he's going. I can't move him ahead of DJ Moore. I can't move him ahead of Hendy, honestly, or Adams, or Tootin, or Williams. But I do think his ADP will climb. That's the unfortunate part, because as much as I love Odunze, without the news being devastating for Burden, and I'm not saying I want it to be, but without it being out for the year, out for 5 weeks, and we still haven't gotten word that he's going to be capable of playing week 1. We find out probably more tomorrow, maybe even Tuesday, the way the Bears operate. So don't think that the report that surfaced that I just told you guys about when I went live, the report that he's missing a month, I wrote here a month minimum. That's what it's looking like, 4 weeks minimum. And that could extend based on what we find out Monday and Tuesday. Just like we didn't hear anything, and everybody said 1 to 3 weeks off no information. This channel didn't tell you 1 to 3 weeks. We said people are saying that, and that's not accurate. The accurate thing was to wait, that you don't know where this groin injury is, how high up. Could be right where the groin connects to the bone. And then it's a whole different ballgame. For people to assume they know exactly what this groin injury is going to be without having the medicals in their hand was insane. So we could get to Monday tomorrow, or today, I guess later today, Monday or Tuesday, and find out some really, really, really bad information, or we could find out things get even a little better, or things are going to be wait and see, pump the brakes, no new news. You won't find anything out for 3 weeks. You might be told we'll evaluate it in 3 or 4 weeks, or you might even hear it dial back where it's just coach speak, where Ben Johnson goes to the podium and they say, hey, how is Burden? How long is he out? And he might say, we're going to evaluate it in a couple weeks. You know what people are going to do then? They're going to run to Twitter and say, he's out 2 weeks, not 4 weeks. He's out 2 weeks. And we're going to be here going, you aren't paying attention, are you? You aren't paying attention. But don't expect Ben to fully tell you the entire thing, because he doesn't know. He's got to be reevaluated. Burden you can't just say, oh, this is a 3-week injury. He's back right after on the 22nd day. That's not the way this works. They have to test it out. He's going to go through rehab. He's starting rehab. Started rehab yesterday probably. And you start rehab immediately. When you tear your ACL and you come off surgery and you're on a machine, your leg's moving when you wake up on a machine. It's going, everybody mute yourself. I hear a lot of background noise. I don't know if it's Rockouts or who it is. Just mute yourself, guys, if you could. But the leg is moving immediately. And so when you injure something, you're rehabbing it instantly, immediately. So he's rehabbing it already. He's going through the motions. And you will have no clue whether he's ready 3 weeks from now until you reassess it. So don't listen to a single thing out there on this situation that's suggesting there's an exact time frame. They have no idea. Whoever's saying it has no clue. Absolutely no clue. I think I got to restart the phone line here, boys. I'm going to hang up real quickly and then have you call back in, Luis, Rockout, and Chuck Nasty. Wait till I tell you, though, on the live stream. Don't just dial back. I got to restart it. And on that note, I'm going to hit the Genty video. So call back, guys. I got to restart it. I'm sorry, it's freezing. I'm going to hit the Genty video, grab a drink, and I'll be right back. This timing is usually pretty perfect. If I'm not there once the video ends, I'll be back with like 10 seconds or 5 seconds after. But here's the Genty video, and then I'll play the Gibbs video after that. Then we'll open up the phone lines again.
Hey, are you currently sitting at home and wondering, why am I such a loser? Why do I not know how to get chicks? Well, there is a solution. Draft Ashton Genty in your upcoming fantasy football drafts, and you'll immediately start growing hair on your chest. Those little testicles of yours will finally drop, and even though you still live in your mom's basement, you're going to immediately start getting hot chicks, all because you drafted Ashton Genty. Now, do you want to be this guy? Hi, I'm worried William, and my mommy just warmed me up a hot pocket, and I've never even talked to a hot chick. Or this guy. Hey, I'm Dom, and I drive fast cars, get hot chicks, and draft Ashton Genty double fist style with 2 cell phones at the same time. Why do I have 2 cell phones? One for looking up Ashton Genty stats all day, the other is for getting chicks. Alright, put down the Hot Pocket Petrified Pita and start smashing Genty ADP, and watch less Thundercats reruns and more of the Fantasy Football Show with Smitty, you bozo.
He's Kyron, he's 7 feet tall, and he knows how to handle a ball. He's Kyron, he can take frowns and turn them upside down with his...
But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10. All right, let me see if this phone lines are reset. Hang tight real quickly before you dial back in, guys. But I will be opening the phone lines again if you guys want to dial in. Dial into the phone once I open it. Not right now, once I open it. Appreciate every one of you being in the building tonight. Hey, Smitty, sending hate from, okay. Not sure why you're hating on the channel, but I can remove you if you want, if you don't like the channel. All right. Let's see here. All right, everything should be restarted here, and then we'll get into the topic. We've got to talk about Loveland next. Loveland will be the player we're mentioning next. I'll open the phone line in just a second. Let me get rid of whoever doesn't want to be here. It's fine. Okay. Let me talk about Loveland real quickly while the phone lines are resetting. I got to restart everything, so hang tight. Loveland is a player that's going to rise in ADP, so I'm going to hit this one myself, and then when the phone lines open, we'll jump on. Luis, you can call back once the phone lines are restarted. Chuck Nasty, rock out. Bruce, if you're out there. And I don't know if Travis is out there still or not. Luis dropping another super chat. He says, for the people, I'm sorry I'm juggling my family, a.k.a. beautiful mother, and the show perks and being content. I sound out because I'm out at the moment. No problem, Luis. Take control, or take whatever you got to do and do it. Don't worry about us. Just listen to us if you need to. All right, let me throw this $100 super chat on screen for Luis. Luis, thank you very much for the $100 super chat, young man. Dropping another watt on screen. Everybody's pretty.
Smitty, everybody's pretty.
All right, I'm going to jump into another $1 Dalmatian right now. We've got an hour and 2 minutes left before we add Luis's 25 minutes. So this is going to be an hour and 27 minutes by Luis. That's unbelievable. Crazy. Luis, you're a monster. Let's go over to the draft. I think should be filling right now. And we will draft yet another monster squad. I can feel it. We're going to get a good pick. Give us a good pick. Nope, we got the 8 pick. That's right. 8 pick we can do damage from. I just really wish we could get the 1 pick on this stream because we want to talk about Gibbs, right? We want to draft Gibbs. We could draft Loveland with one of these. Luis, thank you again for the $100 super chat. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Luis.
Mashed potatoes!
Okay, Shelly says she's lucky if she'll make it another 30 minutes, let alone an hour and 26 minutes that we have on the timer. Let's see if we can put the timer over here so you guys can see the entire draft. I'm picking from the 8 spot. This is not the worst pick, the worst draft slot. I don't like the 10, 11, 12. I kind of despise them, to be honest with you. But the 8 spot's been pretty decent. It can sometimes also be painful. It just kind of depends on what you're dealing with. If you're dealing with snipage, it makes it even worse. I think when I draft from the 10 or 11 or 12, not with you guys, I like the pick a lot better because you're not getting your sleepers taken. So that when you come back around to your pick, you get screwed out of what what you're able to kind of. Don't waste your one pick on a $1 contest, says JP. Well, I'd like the one pick in every draft I do. But it's not like if I do the $1, I'm going to waste it. Like, I'm never getting the one pick. That's the way it works, unfortunately. I've been getting the one pick off the show, but not as frequently as I want. I think I got Gibbs at like a 7 or 5%, saturation, which is just not what I want. I'm going to go Genty early here. Or Amon-Ra. No, I'll go Amon-Ra. Go Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's steady. He's great. He is great. Baker Mayfield in a contract year. Yeah. I mean, maybe not. They might get a deal done. Don't think they won't. They could even do a deal like a little bit early into the year. That's happened before. It's a little bit more rare. Most teams will potentially not. Luis dropping another $100 hauler. Luis, you're an absolute savage, my boy. What in the hell are you doing, bro? Luis dropping a $100 hauler over in the Rumble environment. Just doing it live.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Luis, what's going on, Luis? On the clock here, Chase Brown. Let's see, St. Brown. Do I go St. Brown and Chase Brown? Why not? Those are original Moon Men, by the way. Like back in the day. Thank you, Luis. Appreciate you, you monster. Luis must have hit a parlay. This is the GOAT. Maybe. Luis, you hit a parlay? All right, what do I do? Add another 25 minutes. Jeez, Luis. 25. Let's see. I'm going to round up because it's too late to do complicated math. 48. 1 hour and 48 minutes. Luis doesn't want any of us sleeping tonight, is what he's saying. Hour and 48 minute show left. This is going to be a drafting marathon. This is going to be an absolute drafting marathon tonight. Oh, get ready to draft. Get ready to draft. Where's Travis? Where's Travis? All right. Nico Pickens, Devontae Smith. So JT Rice, Devontae Smith, Bijan, London, Pickens, Gibbs, Love, Nico, Chase, Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, McBride. Love that. That's probably my favorite start there. Nakua, Bowers, Hall. Let's hit that Rex button for good luck. Thanks again, Luis. Here's the button. Rex, bring us good luck, pal. And then we're on deck here. This is where you got to think of Josh Allen. Because Olave, I like him. Kyron, I like him. T. Higgins, I like him. Lad's really nice here. He is. But Josh Allen is the best, highest scoring player in fantasy football. Period. So, there's something to say about, okay, yeah, you can get Burrow, you can get May, you can get those guys later, but you're also missing out on a Parker Washington, a BTJ, a player of that caliber later, a DJ Moore, whatever, Burden Falls, who knows? You're missing out on that player by having to take quarterback there. So it's an apples to apples comparison. And at the end of the day, you look at what I have here, I have tremendous balance. Tebow time. I'm hanging with you, Smitty, just working my drafts as well. It's crunch time. Okay, Tebow, appreciate you. We haven't seen you in here in a while. I'll open the phone lines in a minute. Let me get through a couple rounds, and I think they'll be working here in a second, and we can open them up, back up. Rock out if you're still there. I'll open the phone lines in a second, bro. Yeah, we are definitely locked in. Oh, God, I'm on the clock. Lad McConkey. Let's go Loveland here. Let's go total balance. I like this. I like this team. St. Brown, Chase Brown, Josh Allen, Colston Loveland. It's pretty unique. I'm not saying I didn't miss grabbing Lad McConkey there, but let's see what we can cook up. $20 super chat by Snap. Appreciate you. I got the 10 spot. Thank you, Snap. Appreciate you dropping the super chat. This one here, I got the 10 spot in a 12-man. What do you think absolute best top 2 picks are in those spots? Would it be? It's a redraft. If 2 running backs start, get maybe Igbuka, but not sure what wide receiver I should get in the 4, please. I would prefer you go balance if possible, if best player available will allow it. If you could potentially walk out with an AJB in running back, and maybe you get lucky and you get Jeremiah Love in round 3. Hard to say. Grandma leagues are strange. You got the 10 spot. Probably Love doesn't fall to 10. He probably doesn't fall to 10, but I would say if you do go RB, Lad McConkey, Garrett Wilson are really, really good wide receivers to grab, especially together as your 1 and 2 wide receivers. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Appreciate you very much.
Super chat alert.
That is an extender. Luis dropping another. Luis, I'm going to look at it in 1 second. Let me just finish this one real quickly before I see what Luis even did over here. So yeah, Garrett Wilson, Lad McConkey. See the wide receivers right here. So Igbuka, I like your idea of Igbuka. If Igbuka falls, take Igbuka at 10, which would be this draft slot here. Take Igbuka at 10, but Lad, Garrett Wilson. I think Garrett Wilson in crafty fashion has like some of the best value right now in the 4th round. So I really like that idea. That adds another $5 or 5 minutes to the stream. Thank you very much. So it's 48 minutes now instead of 43. Thank you very much, Luis. I don't think Luis was kidding when he said earlier. Luis, make sure you're good doing this, my guy. Luis is going ham. I don't know what in the hell we're doing here tonight, to be honest with you. I don't know how this is even going to work. 75 minutes. I don't know if Luis, you want to bank any of these. Let me go Josh Allen here with DJ Moore. Luis, I don't know if you want to bank that, Luis. It's up to you. It's up to you if you want to bank it for a Monday evening show. It's your call. Your call. You want to add it to the clock? I'll add it to the clock. It is what it is. But Luis to the moon. Luis.
Smitty. Everybody's pretty.
It's insane. Mr. Smith says, missed my super chat. Okay, let me go look for it, bro. I'm sorry if I did. I was probably distracted by Luis and this draft, so I apologize. Mr. Smith said this, and then Goat says, oh, Goat, I'm sorry I didn't get yours either. Goat said Adunze or Watson. I think I go Watson for safety, Adunze for high upside, higher risk. Drake May's there. I like that pick, but I also like, because we're good to go on at QB, I'm going to go St. Brown, DJ Moore, BTJ, Loveland, Josh Allen, Chase Brown. So hero RB feels pretty good. Feels like a good team. Goat, I'm going to say Watson for safety, even though he's kind of a high risk player. So is Adunze. They both feel kind of injury risk, but just mean that like his volume seems secure, his trajectory seems pretty good. Adunze, you don't know what's going on with his situation. You don't know if he's going to be the number 1 in Chicago, the number 2, the number 3. So I'd say Watson's probably safer. But Adunze, if anything happens, if any bad news comes out on Monday, tomorrow, or today, then I think Adunze could leapfrog Watson. So we kind of just have to play it by ear. You know what I'm saying? Luis, thank you again. Let me hit this for Rex. Rex, bring us luck, young man. What else are we doing here? 12 team, half PPR. This is Mr. Smith. Draft next Sunday. Based on mocks, it looks like I'll be looking at London, Neighbors, Rice, Pickens in the second round. Who do I take? I'm going to go Neighbors, Pickens, and Rice in that order. I would say Neighbors, Pickens, Rice in that order. I understand maybe being a little bit scared off by the Neighbors injury and just saying Pickens would be your safest play because Rice and Neighbors are both coming back from knee injuries. You're not wrong to be a little bit scared by it, but I would personally rather have Neighbors, risk it for the biscuit, rather. I'm not worried about Neighbors, bro. We've been pumping Neighbors up all offseason while people have been running away. And I think we're just locking down on that. And, I'm sorry, London. I forgot London. Neighbors. I think I still go Neighbors. Neighbors, London, Rice. Neighbors, Pickens, London, Rice in that order. Okay, here's my... I know I keep drafting them, but here's my running back too. Chase Brown, Jonathan Brooks, DJ Moore. Is this my favorite team? No. I like it though. Pretty good. This is definitely a good team. Is it my favorite? No. Not at all. So, yeah, Neighbors, Pickens, London, Rice in that order. For right now. London's an injury risk too. He also got a little bit of a strange situation that we're not like super thrilled with, to be honest. It's okay. It's not like a horrible situation, but it's not what Pickens is dealing with. It's not what Neighbors is just going to get massive volume, bro. Pickens is in a contract year, played number 5 levels last year. If I had to say, I would say if you want safety mixed with upside, hold on one second. I'm going to go Blake Corum here to get another running back. I think he could be pretty sneaky right here. If you want safety mixed with upside, Pickens is your guy. Neighbors is high risk. London's high risk. They're also very high reward, though. Rice, Neighbors, and London are all high risk. Pickens is the least risky and still has near the same upside. Chat, would you agree? If you wanted to nail it down to the best combination of safety and upside, Pickens is your call. But Neighbors is definitely worth the risk if you want to ride that train. All right, phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I love Pickens. I think Pickens is just a really, really good grab. He just feels safe. By end of season, who has a better fantasy year, Parker Washington or BTJ? I don't know, bro. The safe money is on P. Wash. He just looks really good. He came out of the season really good. There's been no change at all. BTJ is looking good, but he wasn't good last year. there's explanation for it, but I would probably lean toward Parker Washington being safer, but BTJ's higher risk, higher reward. It's the same kind of question of Neighbors versus Pickens. If you want safety, go P-Wash. If you want a big swing, you're not afraid of, and you're not going to cry about it later and go, Smitty, you misguided me. I'm giving you the safer play, but BTJ probably does because he's scored top 5 before. He's been a top 5 wide receiver as a rookie, and he was injured his second year, so you only have those 2 years to go on. And he may have lost ground a little bit though. Like I think that's an understandable assessment that maybe Parker Washington has passed him. So you got to be a little careful of just assuming that the talent will win out for BTJ when the situation, the rapport, and the desire really of Trevor Lawrence matters. Trevor Lawrence gravitates toward Parker Washington a little bit more. And even if BTJ starts to get a lot of that back, you just don't know. You don't know that's going to do anything to Parker Washington. Parker Washington might continue no matter what happens with BTJ to flourish. Okay. On the clock here. I have a tight end already. Harold Fannon's there. I usually can't resist this pick. I just can't. I know that I'm doubling up like NASA here. Loveland and Fannin, DJ Moore, Brian Thomas, and then Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then Josh Allen. It's a really good looking team, though. It really is. And then Fannin could be my flex, no problem. Luis, what are you doing, Luis? Hey, Luis, just for quality of the show, too. I mean, I'll stay if you want, but we can bank these, man. We can bank these over the course of the next 2 days to give quality to the shows, just so you don't. Luis dropping another. Unbelievable.
Smitty. Everybody's.
Luis, you're a monster, my man. I don't know what to say, bro. Don't know what to say. I'm gonna put this number down, and we'll see if you want to bank it. He says we are the same. Love every single one of you all. I'm just a guy, but come on. Long live our beautiful pets. If you hate that. Okay, I'm not going to read all that. But, Luis, appreciate you. Oh, I'm on the clock. Hold on. Oh, my gosh. I kind of timed out on my queue. But I had a player in there that I queued for later, but he got taken early. I didn't want to take him here. But that's all right. That was definitely earlier than I anticipated. That's not what I wanted to do, though. I got distracted. Luis, thank you very much for the additional extender, my boy. You are a monster. Luis, you okay banking them for tomorrow and Tuesday just to give some quality to both of those shows tomorrow night and the next night? I just think it, rather than sit here and try and think of things to say and drag it out, but it's up to you. I mean, honestly, during the year, I can't really play that game. I got to just, whatever's there is there. I got to deal with it because I can't, the shows are going to be long enough during the season. It's up to you though. You make the call. Who's on the phone line here? Rock Out. Let me go to Rock Out, then Chuck Nasty. Rock Out, you're live.
So, who's your favorite wide receiver twos? Obviously, you got Higgins, J-Mo, Adams, and etc. What's your favorite ones?
My favorite? Well, the thing is, I think you asked me this before.
No, I haven't.
That's why you and Bruce remind me of each other because he did then. He asked me this question, which is so funny. And again, don't take offense. Bruce is one of the coolest guys in the world. So are you. He asked me this question the other day, and the answer was, I don't think I can answer this question because there's too many good players that are number twos that we can't qualify. Like Pickens, you can't, or Lamb or Pickens, or, so why don't you give me a list of wide receiver 2s that you want in this conversation, and then I'll rank them. Rather than, and let me bring this caller in. Hold on, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from? I'm going to put you on hold, but who is this and where are you calling from?
This is Klondike.
Klondike. Okay, you're not a Mars man. You are a Pluto man right now, my guy. You gotta accept.
Well, I paid to be.
You gotta accept your fate, though. You are in the Pluto League. You gotta climb. I have faith in you, though, that you'll climb back in. But
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Hold on one second. Rock out. What say you? And where the hell did Stribling go? Damn it! I was trying to stack the Stribling Debo situation. Oh, well, I'll get Travis Hunter. Go ahead. Give me rock out the list of receivers you want me to rank that are wide receiver 2s.
Pickens, Adams.
Okay, so you want big.
Let's see.
You want to go.
J-Mo.
Okay.
I guess Rome can be in there. Does he Higgins yet?
Higgins? No, I don't.
Yeah, Higgins as well. Yeah, let's just go with that for right now.
Okay. Luis, can you answer whether that you're okay with me banking it, or do you want to do it tonight? Wide receiver 2s. Pickens, Adams, J-Mo. Well, I mean, again, not that ADP should guide you fully on this kind of thing, but Pickens is a wide receiver 1. He's not even a wide receiver 2. So again, it's hard to do this by throwing that kind of player.
Yeah, I mean, where is ADP?
Adams, Higgins.
Yeah.
I think personally, I would rather have Adams, but it's like a 2A and 2B type of ranking. Higgins, amazing offense. I probably go J-Mo 3, Rome 4, but Rome and J-Mo are really, really close at this moment. And if news breaks negatively for Burden tomorrow, don't act like you think you know what's going on, because right now we're still in the dark.
Right.
Not you, Rock out, but we're still in the dark, people. You're listening to the wrong people. If someone told you he's out this exact amount of time, you don't know. Tomorrow we will find out, or Tuesday even. Until then, though, J-Mo over Rome. But Rome could easily climb right next to him. Redraft, Scat, Hendy, Tootin, Monty, Judkins. Give me Tootin, Hendy, and then Scat and Judkins are like kind of a risky tie. I could go either way. Probably lean toward Scatavoo. Both injury risk. Both had horrible injuries they're coming back from too. But I trust the offense a little more, even though I don't love Matt Nagy, than I do the Cleveland Browns. So that would be my ranking on that one. Thank you for the super chat. All right. Chuck, rock out. Just mute yourself real quick. I'll be right back for you. Chuck Nasty, you're live.
Nothing. I would just say, probably second receiver is probably J-Mo, because, if something were to happen to Amon-Ra, you would, be a league winner. He would vault up top 10 easy. But I like Higgins. Higgins could be good if there was something to be with Nico.
I mean, same thing could happen if Chase went down, Higgins would go. So kind of all these guys. If Puka went down, Adams would go to the moon. All of them kind of hold that.
Right. And then to answer your last one about the Dunze versus Adams, I would take Adams over Dunze. No, that might be a little bit unpopular, but
no, that's what I do. All right, thank you, Chuck. Mute yourself. Be right back. Ask a question if you've got one. Rock out. What else do you have, young man? And anybody else that wants to call right now, dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Actually, rock out 1 second. Let me draft here. Rock out. Then go over to this other caller who's been waiting a while. I'm sorry. And then I'll go back to rock out. 541. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Russell.
Oh, yeah, Klondike. Sorry, Klondike. What can I do for you?
And that's what you said the other day too. You were like, "This, what's his name is going to get mad at me when you start talking about the Packers."
Yeah.
I was like, man.
Klondike, I got a lot. Klondike, first of all, you were gone for like a while. I know,
months,
and then you just came back in, and you're offended. I'm I'm stumbling through remembering things.
No.
All
Not
right.
offended at all.
Klondike, what can I do for you, young man?
No.
Glad to have you back.
Well, I
Glad
mean,
to have you back.
hey, I appreciate it. It's glad to be I'm glad to be back in the community again. So I mean, I was going to ask about trades, but I guess the pertinent question here is, what about the Pluto League? What are we doing with that?
Yeah, that'll be, as I've said, that'll be later on. It'll be toward the end. It's the last league we'll probably draft. So we're talking about like a couple weeks before kickoff, maybe even that last week before kickoff. I still have to fill it. There's
Okay.
yeah, there's a lot of. I just started it practically for you, so it's going to take some time.
I feel special.
Yeah, well, I was planning on doing it, but I mean, I'm pushing it through to. For those that don't know, there's going to be a Pluto League. So the Marsman, Moonman, and Pluto League will exist, and this is what we talked about last year about doing it. I asked a few of the Marsman and Moonman if they minded, if they thought it was, because I don't want to diminish the feel of the Marsman or Moonman League, but they all thought it was kind of a fun idea. If you lose the Moonman League, you go down to the Pluto League. If you win the Pluto League, you go up to the Moonman League. If you lose the Marsman, you go down to the Moonman. And so it's a 3-tier ladder, so to speak. What else can I do for you, though? We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, no problem. I guess I've been dealing with a lot of Dynasty 2QB leagues. What are your thoughts on Shuck? His standing on something.
I like him. Probably be more along the lines of what I would consider a super flex player that I would own. I'm not saying I couldn't take him in a segment.
Would you take him over Love?
Yes, I probably would. For all the reasons I've already alluded to. So I think that either one could outscore the other. It wouldn't shock me by any means. But I trust the system and the 2 wide receivers.
Yeah.
The running back. You got 3 pass-catching monsters for Shuck to throw to. And I believe they will be competitively throwing from behind and being in the mix and just the offense and the scheme. Everything's great. Packers, we have no idea what this thing's going to look like. They've tore everything down to the studs, and we'll see what they do. But I'll take Shuck all day long, especially in a best ball environment where I'm not leaning on him. He's more of I need somebody to pop and have big games and not take out my number 1 scoring quarterback. That's really where it's at. I don't know that I even draft Shuck or Jordan Love in a non-best ball environment. I just don't. It's not something I'm necessarily interested in. There's too many other players that I can get. And I'm not I'd take maybe if I felt like I needed a backup in a league like 10-man league, sometimes you just roll with 1 quarterback. It just really depends on the waiver wire and how deep the teams are in the rosters. But if everybody's consuming all the starting quarterbacks, then he could definitely be my backup. Shuck, I like him a lot.
Yeah. Real quick, so in another startup dynasty super flex league, tight end premium, I traded up from the 105 to 102, and I gave up my 3rd. And in that spot, do you think I should go QB or maybe target like a Bijan or a Gibbs or something?
So in a super flex, you traded up from the 10 what to 102?
105 to 102, and I gave up my 3rd.
Well, you got to go quarterback now. You gave up your 3rd rounder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, if you weren't going to go quarterback, you should have stayed at 105 because you would have been handed a running back like Bijan or Gibbs.
Well, let's say that Josh Allen goes at 101. Is there someone at 102 that
Someone
I
at
guess
1.
that's my dilemma. I'm thinking
I go quarterback in round 1 in a super. Hold on one second. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you. I go quarterback in round 1 almost no matter what in a super flex unless I get down to the bottom of round 1 and I'm sitting there staring at like Caleb Williams or Baker or something like that or Bo Nix. I tend to try and grab a player later like Bo Nix or Baker and then with a Malik Willis. And I never really loved my team that way, meaning that kind of, if I get a 10 or 11 or 12 pick in a super flex, I'm going to not love my team as much. I can try and trade into a winning team, but it's really harder. You're at a disadvantage. People that don't take, and don't take us the wrong way if you do it, but people that don't take one of the top 4 or 5 quarterbacks, if you've got a top 5 pick in Superflex, are probably not winning the league very often. I mean, it's very common knowledge that you need to grab one of those QBs. Hold on one second. Timed out. It's common knowledge that you know, especially you just made a trade, bro. You traded up. Like you could have got a non-quarterback gold right here without moving. Now you just trade your third rounder away. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that at all. I just think, like, in the worst of case scenarios, you're either getting Gibbs, Bijan, Ja'Marr Chase here. And now you're contemplating contemplating taking the same guy right here at 102. Gibbs, Bijan, or Ja'Marr Chase. Like, why would you give up a third rounder for that? And then you throw in Josh Allen and Drake May and Joe Burrow, JD5. I mean, all those guys are in the mix.
When it comes to QBs, I'm only thinking Josh Allen. If he doesn't go 101 at 102, I might just take Josh Allen. Otherwise, I'm looking at Bijan.
Well, I have a feeling you're going to lose. And the reason is you just got rid of your third rounder. Who's your quarterback going to be? And not only that, if you get down to the second round and you take a quarterback, now who's your wide receiver or running back going to be if you took one, a running back or a wide receiver? Like, you just got rid of a third rounder to move up 3 spots, bro. Like, that was a horrible trade. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to beat you up on it. I'm just saying that was a horrible trade. That was a horrible trade.
Okay.
Not to mention, can I just say it's a horrible trade for a few reasons. Number one, dang it, I timed out. Bateman. That's right. It's a dollar draft. Number one, you didn't even get the 1.1. Number two, you just gave up your third round pick in a super flex. Is it a dynasty or redraft? Tell me it's redraft.
It's dynasty startup.
So not only did you give up a third round pick to move up, but you don't even, it's not even for anybody in particular. Like, you're just moving up to move up. You're like, I gave you a third rounder to move up, and you didn't have a target. Sometimes when you move up like that aggressively, if you...
No, I have a target. I just wanted your opinion.
Well, even if it was Gibbs or Josh Allen, I'll write that in here. Gibbs or Josh Allen. And you're like, okay, getting one of these guys is critical for me in this dynasty startup. You just gave up a third rounder, so if you do end up getting Gibbs, let's say that's your pick, and then you get down to...
I typically go running back, so it's probably either Bijan
Okay,
or
so
Gibbs.
let's say
But I wanted to float it to you. And
okay, so who are you getting in round 2?
Round 2, when I've done a few mock drafts, Bowers has fallen to me at 2. And
Is
I
it
like
tight end
that
premium?
idea.
Because he has no chance to fall if it's tight end premium. He's
yeah.
no.
So everything else is half PPR except for
He's
tight
not
end,
falling
they're
to the
full
second.
PPR.
Bowers is probably going in the first round,
Most likely.
so he's not falling to the end.
But,
I can promise you that. So who else could you get? Who else could?
So, I mean, I like to draft running back heavy, but if it comes to QB, I don't know.
I'll tell you, man. This is the problem. Is you gave up the third rounder. I'm not trying to pour salt in the wound, but I'm just trying to make you think about this so that, like, you don't do it with the next draft, or you also try and figure out how you're going to approach this to salvage the most. But I mean, you're talking about, you're either going to have a Josh Allen, which is awesome that you have him. Okay, but your other player, let's just say you get, I don't know who would fall to you at 2. Let's say it's London, or give me a receiver that you feel very good about. It's super flex, so Pickens will be there.
Well, that's the thing. You think that so many quarterbacks are going to go early that someone like a CD Lamb or something might fall.
Let's say,
and I'm picking at the 105 out
Okay.
of 12 or 10.
it's 10 man though, at least. Okay.
Yeah, it's
It
10.
makes it a little bit better, I suppose. So let's say you get Josh Allen and Lamb. Okay, now you don't have an RB here. you're probably looking at in round number 4, because you have no third rounder. You're probably looking at round number 4 at a player like maybe a running back, maybe a Breece Hall. I doubt you're going to see anything higher than that. I don't think you're getting a Jeremiah Love this dynasty. You're probably getting like a
Yeah, I'm not going to see
okay.
Love.
So you're probably getting like
I don't know, maybe like a Kenneth Walker.
maybe in dynasty, maybe not though. I don't know, man. It's hard to say, but especially because you're late.
God, man, you act like that. I fucking dug my own grave or something. Like
You
it
did,
wasn't that
you
bad of a
did.
trade.
In this draft, you did. You got rid of a third round pick to move up 3 spots from 1.05.
But that's either Gibbs or
But it doesn't matter. It's a super flex.
And you just admitted that you can find value in QB later.
Not in a super flex. No. I mean, you can get maybe because it's a totally different ball game.
Chuck.
Malik Willis or whatever is definitely a target for my second quarterback.
100.
No,
yeah,
bro. Look at the chat.
See, I like to live dangerous, and I like to draft other positions versus a QB.
But here's the part. Here's the part you're not getting though, is that you're talking about. Let's map it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because you had the 5th pick. Let's just say Josh Allen goes here. Okay. Let's just say Gibbs goes here. Let's just write it out in your terms. Bijan, Gibbs. Who's number 4 and who's number 5? Is it Joe Burrow? Is it Drake May? Is it JD5? Like, who do you think? Is it Ja'Marr Chase? Let's say it's Ja'Marr Chase. Then you have Puka Nacua, Joe Burrow. You have your choice of any of the quarterbacks. This 5th pick is gold. If you're thinking like you are, where you could go in a bunch of different directions, you're getting either, I mean, if you don't like Puka, that's fine. You're getting either JSN or you're getting, if you want, Jeremiah Love or Genty, or if you're talking about those players, or you're getting a quarterback that you could literally argue is the number 2 overall player. Like Burrow or Drake May. Drake May's mine. Drake May's my number 2 overall dynasty player in a super flex. So you got Drake May. Drake May should go number 2 overall. You get him at 5. You're cleaning everyone's clock, bro. And you got a 3rd rounder to boot. You just set your sights on like one player. Aren't considering that Drake May has number 2 overall, maybe number 1 overall dynasty super flex value. Drake May might be the number 1 overall player. Burrow's certainly top 3. And, you're looking at like you got some advantage by getting Gibbs. You didn't. Gibbs isn't the number 1 in a dynasty superflex, and he really isn't even the number 2. You could argue he could hang with the quarterbacks, but I just don't like it at all, bro. I think if you got rid of like a 5th rounder, it would be a little bit more understanding. I wouldn't even have done a 4th rounder to move. It's not like you moved from like the 2nd round into the 1st round, bro. You moved from number 5. You went from 5 to 2. You didn't even go to number 1. You went from 5 to 2. I don't know. I'm not trying to be hard on you. I'm just making sure you know. Hold on one second. Let me merge this call. Mute yourself real quick. Be right with you. I wouldn't have done it. I mean, the whole chat is telling you like that it was a horrible trade. It's not just me.
I'm on the phone, so I can't.
Okay, so I'll read it. It just says you lost your 3rd rounder. It says exactly Mayor Jamar you can get at 1.5. People might take QBs early. 5th round is still bad, but the 3rd is ridiculous. It's dynasty, and just like over and over. Like I'm not the only one thinking this. Like,
so, but at the same time, I think that people are just not taking into account how aggressive of a trader I am.
That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
I think there's still some relevance there to where when you're live drafting, am I going to make another move? Yes. But yes, I did give up that 3rd rounder to go up to the 2 to give me, because I actually like to draft like bully running.
I know, but you could still do that from 5. That's the whole point. Like it doesn't make any sense to say, oh well, I'm an aggressive trader, or I'm gonna.
Well, see, I'm with. It's a new startup draft, and I don't know if people are just gonna take QB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I think that they're just not going to understand, and I would like my chance at either.
What do you mean they're not going to understand? It sounds like, no offense, but you don't understand the Superflex part of this. If you're saying they don't understand because they take quarterbacks?
I do understand. I just can't trust other people.
Well, no, but you're saying that they might not understand and draft quarterbacks early. Let me merge this call. Hold on. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Just hang tight, but please hit mute. I'm just saying, you're saying that like they may not understand, and then I'll draft Gibbs or Bijan. Like the real.
No, I'm saying that, yeah, they might just draft normally, and they don't realize that this is a super flex tight end premium, which they should put, emphasis on those.
I'm
other
sure they
players.
realize it,
and they're just going to draft.
I don't know, bro.
Well, I don't know. I have another league where I thought that, and they all just drafted QBs, and then I picked up the 112, and I got Bijan and Gibbs at the turn.
Okay, but here's the problem.
So
you just got rid of the 5 pick. So if that is the case, then you would clean up at quarterback and get Drake May at 5 instead of at 2.
You're right.
There's no way to argue this. You can't say I'm an aggressive trader. Oh, the reason I did it was this. It was a horrible trade. Doesn't matter what you do from here on out or how aggressive you are. You can be aggressive with your 3rd rounder. It wasn't. I would not. It's one thing, bro, to trade your second.
All right.
It's one thing to trade your 2nd and 3rd rounder for like the 1 overall, and people are like, "Wow!" But like you had the 5 pick, you had a golden pick anyway. So yeah, don't do that again. And you're gonna feel the pain. You're gonna feel the pain too when you look at your team.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna be fine.
No, because your team's gonna be light as hell, bro. You're gonna walk out and your team's gonna look like someone took a 3rd rounder.
It's 29 picks.
Doesn't matter.
And I took off the 3rd one. Like, it's gonna be fine.
Okay.
I'll send you whatever.
You call in and tell us the team, and we'll rank it from 10 to 0. And I highly doubt you get us over a 7. And it's not because you're not a good drafter. It's maybe you got to curb the trading a little bit. The trade, like that's part of being a good owner, is learning how not to give up and get emotional and trade away an extra pick that you shouldn't be trading away.
Okay, well, I mean, I've been in the Marsman League with you, and you like to send out trades all the time. So, like, you see what I'm saying? You're trying to tell me, like, you need to curb the trading. You like to trade. You like to maneuver.
What's that have to do with anything? I'm saying you got to curb the trading, like how you're trading.
No, I'm trying to point out strategies.
No, I'm not saying trading's. I'm not saying trading's bad.
Be aggressive.
I'm saying trading away your 3rd round pick to move up 3 spots is not. I'm saying curb that part of your skill set.
My strategy.
Because like if you're a good drafter, your alter ego is literally putting you in a disadvantage. It's like you're a Siamese twin, and you got one side of you just giving up the farm, the other one's trying to make cold, calculated decisions and draft a winning team, and the other one's just tossing out picks like candy. Because the truth of the matter is, if you can't sit here and define why you gave up the 3rd rounder to draft higher, and you're like, I don't know who I'm going to take. It's like you maybe just gave away for free your 3rd round pick, because you have nothing really specific that gained you. You don't know. You could say Gibbs or Josh Allen, but one again can argue in a super flex that May should be number 1 or number 2 overall. Like, you're not gaining any sort of advantage. Not to mention it's a tight end premium. So you could have kept that pick, taken Brock Bowers early if you wanted, and still had that 3rd round pick to pile on top of it and say, okay, if it's only half a point more, Brock Bowers probably doesn't climb that high. If it's a full point more, then Bowers would. But all right, anyway, neither here nor there. It's over. You'll figure it out. And if you're a good aggressive trader, maybe you trade Bijan. But here's the problem: is now you're trading away the one player that you moved up for. But you trade Bijan or Gibbs away, and you get some combination of, let's say, Bo Nix undervalued and Jeremiah Love, and you throw in some future 2nd rounder and some guy you picked up off waivers, and all of a sudden you're ahead of where you would have. So Get creative, but be careful and try and wiggle your way back into some value somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, hang tight, my man. Did Luis drop another, or is that the one? I think that was the one already that I had. Okay. Luis, appreciate you. You're on the phone line, right? What's up, Luis? Don't go anywhere, bro. You can stay right there.
So I did do the trade, that same trade, on your calculator on the website, and it says that I won by like 63%.
No. You did.
Because you don't allow, like on your trade calculator, it doesn't allow you to specifically say the third. It says anything after the second.
No, bro, you're giving up a third round rookie pick in that trade calculation. The trade calculator is going to say you got blasted into Bolivian. I'll do it for you real quick. You're trading a third round rookie.
But as Dynasty,
No,
I
you're
click
trading
Dynasty,
a third round
so
rookie
Superflex.
pick, bro. You're in that calculation. You're not trading a third round inaugural pick. You selected a rookie pick. Here, I'll do a calculation for you right here. I'll show you. So what we have to do is select a third round player to try and figure it out. You can't pick the picks. The picks are third round rookies. Third round rookies, they're not even like rosterable players. So if we go, well, it's not weird. It's a rookie pick. The calculator doesn't have future inaugural picks in it. You're going to pick like a player. So if you were to say, I'm trading Drake May, okay, and let's call it, pick out a third round player that you're going to miss from that trade.
I don't know because I don't have one. I'm just being spicy. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Nico Collins, because he's a third rounder. He's borderline third rounder in non-superflex. He'll be a third rounder and that's not like the biggest.
Okay, so I did it in.
That's not the biggest dynasty
in your superflex.
Hold on. I'm going to calculate it and put it on.
And it says a perfectly
no, it's
even
not.
trade.
No, it's not. You're running it wrong. You're running it wrong. I got it right here. I'll show it to you.
The one. Okay.
You keep adding the rookie picks, bro. You can't take the draft picks. Why you keep selecting the rookie picks?
There's nothing that's rookie. There's.
There are no picks. I'm
all
trying
we're
to tell you,
talking
there's no picks. The only picks in the calculator are rookie picks. There's no inaugural picks. You keep selecting the rookie picks. Of course, it's going to say something crazy when you're trading the Jeremiah Love for Jordan Tyson is what you're asking it to do. This is what the trade calculator says. In Superflex Dynasty, Drake May and Nico versus Jahmyr Gibbs is a $124 to $78 difference. The other person's winning by 37% or by $46 out of 200 auction dollars. It's a complete lambasting. This is what that trade is. You can run it through the calculator, but you can't keep using the picks as if they're inaugural picks. You're going to have to come up with some sort of, because you're not trading. People don't typically trade inaugural draft orders, and it's also a lot harder to like calculate that. But you can select players that would be in the ranges to try and get that calculation. But it's about a 40%. I would even say that's off. I'd say it's about a 60% lambasting, to be honest. And I'm just trying to be honest with you, bro. You went from 1.2 to 1.5 to 1.2. It's not worth giving up a. And Nico's not even a. Like that was like a poor selection of the dynasty third round value. Like if I take Nico out and I put a different player, like let's say it's more along the lines of, let's say, Rashee Rice, because Rashee Rice goes at 3.1, he's going to go in the third round for sure. So that's going to give you a 41% lambasting. You're getting blasted by 41%. And the calculator even tells you like the verbiage. I'll put it on screen. It says right here, not my words, the calculator's words. This is one of the worst deals you could make. You're getting absolutely fleeced here. Do not accept this trade under any circumstances. It literally tells you right there. If you're trading Drake May and Rashee Rice, which is what you did, for Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, think about how close Rice is to Gibbs and to have the number 1 or number 2 overall Superflex quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, Superflex is a different monster, bro. You can't get into a 1 QB mentality in a Superflex. But hey, I'm not trying to blast you. You give me a little pushback, so I'm trying to just tell you my thoughts.
Oh no, you did. You thoroughly did, but it's okay.
Well, I mean, Rhino, I'm so sorry. Rhino, are you here? Rhino, are you still here? Rhino dropped a $20 hauler earlier.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Rhino, appreciate it. Hang tight. Don't hang up, bro. I don't want you to hang up on a bad note thinking that I'm okay.
No, we good. Hey, listen.
Extender for Luis. Thanks for all the extenders. My questions are: you a little worried about Bucky? Not when you cuff him. He was vultured at goal line by Sean Tucker. He's never been the goal line back. Like, he's not going to be. So you can't your expectation should have never been that he's getting all the goal line work, because now you knew what you were getting into, and now you're seeing something that you already know and expect, and yet it's bothering you. You know, you can't let it. But I would say that I like Tootin more. I like, in a vacuum, Hendy more. If I have all 3 Tampa players, I like it. I like it way more in best ball because you don't have to make any decisions. They get started for you. Ryan, are you still here? So I'm not worried about it if you're cuffing it. But if you're drafting Bucky alone, Rhino, yeah, it's not like it's always been risky. That's why we wouldn't have Bucky and Gainwell Tucker number 1 or number 2 on the cuff board all offseason if we felt so secure about just Bucky. But the offense is fantastic. And so, Rhino, thank you. Rhino, where are you at? There, Rhino. Rhino's here. So would I rather have Tootin stand alone? You can even get LaQuint Allen at the end of the draft. No one's even going to pick him up practically. You could get him off waivers and feel pretty good about that. May, Genty, this one, rate my team 8-man. May, Genty, ETN, Hendy, Manungai, Brooks, JSN, London, Neighbors. Let's see. Homies doubt my squad. I think it's Fire. 8-man PPR. Genty, ETN, Hendy. And I'll go to Luis after this. Luis, don't hang up yet. Yeah, I don't know why your homies would doubt it. I think it's really good. I mean, JSN, London, Neighbors, you have realistically 3 wide receivers that are in the top maybe 20 overall players in it. You know, it doesn't matter the format. Top 20 overall players. And then Genty's a top 6, 7 overall player to me. ETN's an amazing, underrated 3rd to 4th round player. Hendy's an underrated 4th to 5th round player. Yeah, May's number 1, number 2 quarterback in the league. That's an awesome team, bro. So your league mates aren't in the know about what's going on. And the last super chat, then over to, and if everybody can mute but Luis, when I come to you, Luis, hold on 1 second. I'll circle back around the phone line so no one has to hang up. But one of the worst trades I've ever at the 1.5 could be Ja'Marr Chase, says Rome. And that's the other thing too, is like, you don't know what the 1.5 could be. It's going to kill you when you draft at 1.2 and then you see like Ja'Marr Chase fall to 1.5. And you're kind of going like, I was contemplating Ja'Marr Chase at 1.2 and he got him. And now he's got my 3rd rounder. Like, that's the part that you're going to have to learn from when you watch it back, you know, is if it ends up falling that way. And you're like, God, I could have had that guy and the 3rd rounder. You know, I could have had Rashee Rice. I could have had, so just, I don't think Jeremiah Love will fall there, but you never know. If quarterback goes crazy, then you never know. If quarterback doesn't go crazy, you still win, because then you're getting the quarterback at 5 that you shouldn't get, and then you're getting, because quarterback didn't go crazy, you might even get another quarterback that you shouldn't get, or they start catching up before your next pick. And sometimes, bro, you'll see you'll get like 1 or 2 non-quarterbacks that go between like pick 8 and pick 24 or 20, whatever pick you were at. So you have like 1 or 2 non-quarterbacks go between like pick 7 or 8 in that pick, because you might see all these quarterbacks go, and you're like, oh my God, like this is golden. I got McBride sitting here in a tight end premium. So Thank you, Rome, for the super chat. What else? Luis, you're there. You're live. What can I do for you, my man? Let me extend this.
To be honest with you, bro, nothing.
Okay.
It's just
No problem.
I'm just
All right.
here, bro. It's for the people, man. It's always been
Yes,
for
sir.
the people.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, bro. We appreciate you, man, because some people might come into the show and say, "Oh, I drop a certain amount of money every single day," and then they think that they have a platform, and that's cool because we all appreciate a point of view. But it gets to a point where some people might think that they can dictate where the show is heading to. And to me, the way that I see it is that's wrong. It's never been about an individual. It's always been about the people. And it's always been about just the wholesome.
Thank you, Luis.
So if somebody wants to come out,
Yeah.
for sure. And one thing I will say, I hate to say this. My boy Ron, I'm sorry, Ron, bro, but I think I beat you tonight. I just dropped 300, and I think I'm like at 12.
Are you the highest super chatter of all time?
1,200 plus, yeah. Yeah, I want to say
No,
I
Ron.
am,
Look,
bro,
look,
and I
look.
really do hate to say this.
Ron would be ecstatic about it. Ron would be ecstatic. Okay, hold on. 3,
I hate
4, 5,
to say
6, 7, 8. Oh my God, Luis.
Like, yeah.
I haven't even calculated it.
It's a record. Yeah, I want to say it.
Hold on.
I had to do it. And can we just say,
Luis, what are you doing?
It's not about myself. It's about, the way that I want to, the thing that I want to say is, it's about, I want to just say, hey, this is the people's thing. It's always been about the people. When I created I didn't create nothing. When you were saying like, oh, if anybody drops a $500 whatever, like Rumble Rants, it was about the people. When you said like, oh, it's about blah 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 blah,
I got
whatever
you.
you may say, it's always been about the people.
Luis,
So it's always been about
Luis,
the people.
you are at.
All I want.
Yeah, you are the highest super chatter.
You don't have to say it, sir. It's always
No, hold
been,
on.
For me, it's always been about the
Wow, I didn't
people.
even notice that.
It's not
I didn't
about
even
me.
add all this stuff.
It's never been about Luis Acevedo.
All right, Luis, hold on a second. Hold on, Luis, hold on, Luis, hold on.
He is a unicorn.
And please, bro, that's my boy. That's my boy. Like, I like him. And then, yes, sir. That's how you knew it. Well, I mean, I'm just,
Madman. We're a madman, bro.
well, I'm just a guy from Texas, man. I was born in Cali, so unfortunately, I know that most people don't want to hear this, but unfortunately, I was born in Cali, but
Unfortunately.
I claim to be a Texan. Shout out BBQ. Shout out BBQ
All right.
to the moon, because that's the best guy. Yeah, it's the best guy.
All
I'm
right.
just here, man.
All right.
I like what you do.
You're the man, Luis. All right. Luis, hang tight real quickly. Let me get right back around the phone line real quick. Luis, if you want to interrupt or you have a topic, you can obviously say that anytime. Luis, we're probably going to have to bank some of this. Are you okay with that? Okay.
Yes.
Otherwise.
That was my second question.
Yeah.
That was my second question. Okay, so 300, the one, I don't even know.
I'll figure it
Whatever
out.
You got to bank, just bank it. Please do. Yes, please.
I'll figure it out.
Thank you,
And I might even, if you want, I could do like an. I'll figure it out. I could do an extra show too.
To be
I'll
honest
do
with
an
you,
extra show.
can you please do me
Yes.
one favor, and that's it? Like, I just want one favor, please. Please, me and UH, we had this thing where we wanted a Jordan Love and Bryce Young
Okay.
video. I know you don't have to make it. You don't have to make it seem to the point where like.
Well, I'll be honest about it.
If you don't like
Yeah.
him, that's cool. Like, be
All
honest,
right.
please. Like, just.
I'll make
just
them
do the
flipping
video.
burgers.
Like, if you do the video, like, you can mess with them. Like, you can do whatever you want, but like, all we want.
I'll make it.
Is
I'll make it.
voice.
All right.
Yeah, because.
All right, hang tight.
So like, in case one of them hits.
I will make a video. It just might not be what you want, but I'll make a video. All right, hang tight. I got to go around the phone line real quickly.
That's fine.
Thank you, Luis.
sir.
952. You're live. Hello.
Yo,
What's up,
Smitty?
952?
This is Blake.
Blake from where? You're live.
I'm just calling to. All right, I'm just calling in to talk about Devonta Smith. I just want to clear some like stuff up about it because I'm not like a huge like Devonta Smith truther or anything, but I just want to know because like I watched your video like a few weeks ago just talking about how like where he should go and like that you'd think about him at, like the 4.1, which I mean like I agree with as well. It's just I'm just curious on why, because his ADP, I guess not why, but his ADP in like the last few years I feel like has like also been around like that 4.5 turn, which I feel like I've never really heard much of like, oh, that's like a bad.
Well, I mean, if you heard my video, you heard my video though. You said you watched my video, but then you really didn't. If you're not sure what my stance is here, but I would say this.
No, I get it with like the whole.
Okay, I don't mind repeating it. So let me just say here, we've gone over and over and over and over and over on this one, so this will be pretty quick. I'll just sum it up for you. This is not a player that deserves. It's not that he's not a good player. I was probably higher on him than anyone knows when he was coming out of college, because I was doing videos on it. And I was getting massive pushback about how he never make it in the NFL because he's too small, too skinny, and I was all over it. Like there's so much I'll even find some of it and pull it up. But Devonta Smith is a player I really, really like. I still like him. He's not a bust candidate. He's not on planet Uranus. I should put him on there too, because his ADP is so bad, it's making him a bust candidate. But I love the player, and if he falls back down to earth, which I think he will, because we had Ted McMillan going in the middle of round 3 and breaching a little higher than that at one point in the offseason, and I was losing my mind on it. And now Ted McMillan's fallen back into this fourth area. He's climbing again, but he was like a 4.6, 4.7, and that's where he belongs. That's a great place for Ted McMillan to live. Devonta Smith is the same thing. He deserves to live right in this territory right here. Now, once you start pushing him up with McBride, Neighbors, Jeremiah Love, I mean, you tell me, like Sesame Street, one of these things doesn't belong, and it's Devonta Smith, because he's in the middle of a bunch of monsters. Now, he's going to get number 1 corners. His quarterback struggles to throw for 21 touchdowns. His quarterback struggles to throw for over 3,000 yards. They're changing the offense and shifting it over to a run-heavy system. They'll run less 3 wide receiver sets. He's going to be facing, as I said, number 1 corners. You don't know how this play calling situation's even going to go. Just because they swapped out one bad coordinator for another doesn't mean it's going to go well. You also have a whole bunch of other wide receivers on roster that, yes, in themselves, at one by one, you could say Wicks isn't near what AJB is. Lemon's not what AJB is. You don't even like Lemon. And Hollywood Brown's nothing, and this and that and the other. But they didn't even use AJB to full capacity. They used AJB at like 70%, sometimes 65%. So really, he was playing what a sum total of Hollywood and Wicks and Lemon and Stowers would play as. That's how much they didn't use AJ Brown. So it's almost weird when people say, oh, you take AJ Brown out of the roster or off the lineup, which he caused defensive problems and scheme problems and made Hurts' job easier, but they didn't give him the ball. So his production, while his effect was really great, his production wasn't. And so you're not replacing the craziest thing anyway. They love Wicks. They love him. I know you guys are going to think that's crazy if you're a Devonta Smith truther. I'm not saying he outscores Devonta Smith. I'm just saying they love Wicks. Everyone seems to love Lemon. And they're dialing things back. Goddard, they just paid. And Goddard's probably going to pick up a lot of A.J. Brown slack and catch a lot of touchdowns this year, I think. And I just don't see how Devontae Smith earns anything close or remotely close to his 3.3 ADP, which sometimes climbs to 2.12 and 2.11. It's not explainable, man. If he's going at 4, I don't mind it. Don't you think by looking at Devontae Smith, just be honest, that Devontae Smith shares a lot of same feelings when you see him sitting at 4.4 as Waddle and Garrett Wilson and Ted McMillan? Doesn't that feel like Devontae Smith's territory? Like, be honest, man. Do you really think Devontae Smith belongs next to McBride and Neighbors and Rice and Pickens and London? Like, be honest, bro.
No, I don't think so either. I just think my main thing is I just don't know if it's because of I just don't know if it's going to be because Hurts can't get it done. Because, like, we've seen A.J. Brown 3 years in a row since he's been the Eagles be in the top 2 rounds. And I get Devonta Smith.
But that doesn't mean anything. Where he goes, top 2 rounds, where he gets drafted, how has he been delivering? He's been under-delivering. Not to mention, you also got to think about Jalen Hurts getting into a different system or being put into a different system that is going to throw less, okay? And with A.J. Brown, he still struggled. And I'm not saying Devontae Smith doesn't have a lot of skills and talents, but I have a feeling that Hurts is going to look worse than he ever has throwing the ball because he lost the one weapon that spreads out the defense and occupies the defense the most. And the other thing you got to remember is they bring in Lemon, and for all you Lemon truthers out there, Hurts doesn't throw in the center of the field where Lemon's going to live, if Lemon's even on the field, because guess what? You're going to run less 3 wide receiver sets in Philly. And if Devontae Smith is going to play the more of the A.J. Brown role or try and take things downfield, I don't know that you're going to have Devontae Smith running routes that he's not usually accustomed to running, facing number 1 corners, and being asked to deliver Malik Neighbors, Trey McBride, George Pickens, Drake London, and Rashee Rice return on your investment. That is insane. It's insanity. The definition of it, and the people that think Devontae Smith's earning a 2.12 to 3.3 have 55,000 shares of them, and that's the only explanation. Because if a person and there's nothing wrong with that, but if a person's legitimately walking into having no shares of them, they're going to look at the ADP and go, I like them, but that does feel like one of these things doesn't belong. It's like one of these things, the Sesame Street song. There's a reason you're saying it as a kid, so you remember it for right now. So you could implement it right now. Now's the time to pull it from the brain and the noggin and say, this is why Bert and Ernie told me to keep an eye out on when one player doesn't resemble the other in terms of output. This is it, my friend. This is it. And Zay Flowers is the same thing. He has no business. He has more business than Devontae Smith because of where he finished last year. But he still has no business living here, paying on the expectation from last year when he's going into a new system, has a play caller that's never called a play before in his life, and a changing system that's going to have Lamar running a whole lot more, and we're probably dialing Zay Flowers back a ton based on that changing offense. Zay's a horrible pick in round 3. Devontae Smith's an even worse pick at the top of 3, and they both are decent picks at mid 4 to late 4. Now all of a sudden, that's where I'm talking. I'm back in. Flowers mid to late 4, sure. Devontae Smith at 4.5, I'm behind that. I don't know if I still wouldn't draft it in every draft. It's not one of those ADP values, but I'm okay with it. I can Smitty approve it. I can sign off on it. But you'll never have me saying, hey, that Devontae Smith team that took him at the 3.2 looks great. You're never going to hear that from me, bro. Ever. It's not going to happen.
So, like, with the running thing, I guess, like, they're already, like, so low on the board with, like, total pass attempts throughout the year. How much lower can they go?
I don't know, bro.
My thing is Barkley's already getting fed.
How good's the offensive coordinator going to be? How good's Mannion going to be? How good's he going to be? You don't know. The answer is you don't know.
That's my
the answer is none of us know. We can hope that it's going to be better, but doesn't mean it will be. Doesn't mean it will be.
Right. Yeah, that was miserable last year with the offense coordinator. That was just a hard watch for.
How much of it is also Sirianni? Because Sirianni is getting he for some reason he never takes the fall. He was on the hot seat before his extension, and then he's only as good as his coordinator, bro. I think the cheerleader in chief role that some of these head coaches have is a dying breed, because not only do you have turnover, you want the Mike McDaniels, you want the Sean McVays, you want the Davis Webb might be next. He'll leave Denver and go get a head coaching job next year. Mark my words, he'll be in New York coaching those Jets, something like that. It's a dying breed. The survival of your offense is going to be reliant on having a coach that is the play caller and young offensive mind, pre-snap motion type of mindset. And unless you have it, you're cooked. You're done. Bill Belichick would never last in this league. He can't even coach now, but he never would last. The game has passed him by. Both Harbaughs, the game is so passed him by. You're going to have to replace these guys. And unfortunately, I think Campbell could still, and Sirianni could stay, coaching if they get the right offensive coordinators. But again, think about it. From year to year, they're getting raptured. 1 year and they're done. 1 year, they come in, they coach, they're done. If Petzing does amazing in Detroit, he's gone. Head coaching job. Then what happens to Dan Campbell? He's searching again. Unless the NFL changes how these coaches are free to go wherever they want from year to year, you're going to have so much parity that it makes it almost impossible for a head coach like Campbell, Sirianni to remain good and consistent, and the Harbaughs especially.
Right. No, yeah, I definitely agree with that. I definitely think Philly's offense is lackluster compared to what the weapons they have on there. Seriously.
Yeah.
Last year was just awful with the coordinating. I don't just Saquon going from. I was avoiding Saquon last year in the draft just because I know of the past RB1 finishes and just stuff like that, and just the workload that he endured the year before. So Saquon wasn't. I didn't have a ton of shares of Saquon last year, but just overall, just even I like Saquon as a player. Just rooting for him was tough too. Because you just get swallowed because they're running a 1990 offense.
Well, I mean, there's a fear of mine that you're going to go down to a run-first system without A.J. Brown. What do you think the odds are that the Eagles look more exciting than ever? Probably very low. I'm not saying they won't be effective. They could find their way in the ground and pound of the 2026 version of this Eagles team, but there's a really good chance that this thing looks as mundane and boring as last year because they're going to throw less. So the volume that Devontae Smith's supposed to be getting from the vacated A.J. Brown, minimal amount of work that they fed him, even though people think they hear A.J. Brown left and they're like, oh my God, you're facing 175,000 targets. But you're talking about a guy that complained and read books on the sideline because they underused him. So you're replacing all of that? No. You're dumbing the offense down. You're running the hell out of the ball. And so there will be a certain amount of vacated targets still there, but they go to Wicks, they go to Hollywood Brown, they go to Goddard, and then they go to Devontae Smith as well. And Lemon and Stowers. I mean, there's a lot of mouths to feed in an offense that's going to have less wide receiver 3 sets than you think. So it is what it is, bro. I mean, I have this argument every day with people.
Yeah, I'd be extremely excited with Devonta Smith. I feel like if they still had Kellen Moore at play caller, that would be.
I mean, I still wouldn't have him at 3.3. I still wouldn't have him at 3.3, bro. We've never seen him live without AJ Brown. We don't know what he's going to do against number 1 corners. You can say, oh, there's a sample of when he played. It's so different when a team is game planning for you in the offseason and all of that. We can't say if A.J. Brown misses time, I've got a 3-game sample where Devontae Smith gets fed. He's still, sometimes even in those cases, you're still in your old role. You're not moving over and taking over the entire. Think about it like Buka. Buka did very, very well with Mike Evans. And then when Mike Evans went down and they moved Buka out of the flanker, then he did horrible. There's a chance Devontae Smith does not do well with this move. It's not just A.J. Brown goes down, Devontae Smith continues to do Devontae Smith routes, and you're replacing A.J. Brown per se. This is you're moving A.J. Brown over, graduating him into a role that we saw Ibuka not thrive in. That's what you got to consider. Right. It's not as simple as, there's 3 games where A.J. Brown was down, and give me a break. That's about as dumb analysis as saying, hey, change of pace backs averaging 5.5 yards per carry. If we shoved him into the lineup, he'd average 5.5 yards per carry. No, it's because the defensive scheme's different. Everything's different. No one's expecting a run. You hand the ball off, the guy rips off 6 yards because no one's paying attention. Like, you can't use dumb data to try and figure out how this is going to look when number one corners are preparing for you and you're moving to 2 wide receiver set system where Devontae Smith's now going to line up in a different place than he ever has before. What's he going to do? How's he going to do it? I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
All right. Good question, my man.
All right. I appreciate
that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Later, bro. Who else is on the phone line? Damn, we got a packed phone line. Luis, did you have anything you wanted to add real quickly before I go over? We don't need to get into the whole thing. You and I have already hashed this one out, but you extended the show. So if you have anything you would like to say, unimpeded, you can say it real quick. And then I do have to go to the other callers because I've been waiting for forever. But go ahead, Luis. Floor is yours.
Me, honestly, man, you're only going to hear me talking about Devontae Smith.
All right. We'll move on.
I don't know, man. It doesn't seem to me. I don't know, man. It just doesn't make sense how you're gonna hate on one person just because he's only averaged like 1,000 yards with a lesser quarterback for his career, and now he gets the helm without a wide receiver that is going to a great organization, which is.
What do you mean lesser quarterback?
Without a lesser quarterback that is his wide receiver one went into a great organization, which is the Patriots. And now he has a lesser quarterback that is known as Jalen Hurts. And this man has only produced pretty much 1,000 yard receiving yard, 1,000 yard seasons for the last, 5 to 6 years. And the one season that he didn't do it, it was 85 or something like that. So you're going to sit here and say, oh, Smitty is not a great wide receiver. What makes him not a great wide receiver? The fact that he doesn't have a quarterback that can feed.
You said Drake. What makes
Smitty,
you said what makes May not a good wide receiver?
Devontae. What makes him?
All right, I'll say this. No. Once did I say Devontae Smith wasn't a good wide receiver. I actually even said the contrary. I said before I get into this, I was bigger on Devontae Smith than any of you coming out of college. And I got track record of that. I got evidence of that.
I don't know about.
No, I do.
Because,
I do because I was literally against the world on that this kid would be okay in the NFL.
This man had 256 reception yards, and
okay, well,
as somebody that.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I'm just saying. Coming out of college, I was defending this man like no other, but that doesn't give him a fast pass to the 24 or 25 overall pick just because he was good, et cetera, et cetera. We could dance around this all day, but the bottom line is there's not an excuse in the world to put him next to Malik Neighbors and Trey McBride. You want to say Rashee Rice also doesn't deserve because he's never done it. He keeps getting in trouble. I'm fine with that argument. You have a case to be made. Like, you could certainly say that, but McBride and Neighbors and London, there's no argument. He doesn't belong. He does not belong. This is like when Leonardo DiCaprio was going to eat on the upper deck on the Titanic. He didn't belong. He put on a suit. He went up there. He sat. He didn't know how to work the fork and the knife. He was instructed what to do. He wanted to go down to the lower deck. He took his girl down there to the lower deck. and he had no business being on the top floor. He did pretty good when he got up there, but it showed and shined through. Devontae Smith is Leonardo DiCaprio. DiCaprio is Devontae Smith. It is what it is. He
don't compare that.
This is not
because that man actually won the Oscar.
The Oscar.
Yeah, he actually went all out. He actually
Leonardo.
did it.
No, I love
So it's
Leonardo.
Like, so it's like people
Great actor.
Yeah,
I'm not ripping on
me
Leonardo.
too, but
It's Jack Dawson.
He's been hated on.
We're ripping on Jack
career.
Dawson.
And
That's what we're ripping on.
Like,
Okay, look. Anyway, neither here nor there. Let me go over to the other caller. But we already had 2 people hang up because they're waiting. 541, you're live. Who's this and where are you calling from?
please don't hang up, people. Your time will come.
Hello? All right, 541, you're gone. I'm sorry. Rock out, you're live. Hello?
Would you go rank DK and Michael Wilson?
Everybody on the line, if you could mute, if you're not, rock out, just because it sometimes.
Rock out.
And rock out, you got to mute too when you're not talking. For some reason, your phone is the only one that reverbs the worst. But it reverbs even if you're not talking. For some reason, the more people we have on the phone line. Say it again, rock out, and then mute.
DK and Michael Wilson, they're like one round
Good
apart.
question. So M. Willie, we don't really call him M. Willie, do we? We call it G. Willie, M. Willie, M. Willie.
I mean, we can.
M. Willie and DK.
And William.
Let's put Coleman in here too, because I think Coleman needs to be here. Everyone talking about Waddle all the time. Coleman's the touchdown getter. People are out of their mind, not acting like that's not a conversation. Waddle versus Coleman isn't a conversation. Give me a break. I'm not saying Waddle can't be the decision you make, but you disrespecting Coleman's crazy. Or Sutton. What am I saying?
Yeah,
Luis, I'm tired too. Yeah. All right. Sutton, G. Willie, DK. Sorry. Coleman. Talk about Keon Coleman like that. I'm gonna probably say your safest option is Sutton. You could say old or whatever, but I'd probably say DK Metcalf is my pick. You got McCarthy. McCarthy's going to be saturating the wide receivers and offense with tons of downfield production. Aaron Rodgers, from all accounts, visually and what we hear and what we read, is looking good, up for the task. Like he's been gunslinging, they say, in practice, and what I've seen too. So witness the video footage of it. So it's not like his arm's falling off or anything like that. Now, I don't know if, Rodgers will stay healthy all year, but I do know McCarthy, no matter what, has a very potent offense. He's never been put in this position before. But I think we're assuming that this is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, Rock out, you might need to mute it. It's reverbing bad. We're expecting this to look like a version of the Pittsburgh Steelers because we can't let go of the fact that we've never seen it any other way. And if Ron were here, Ron would probably be defending the Steelers, and I'd be kind of saying the Steelers aren't going to make the playoffs, and he'd be yelling at me, and I'd be arguing with him. But the truth is, this Pittsburgh Steelers team might look so far different than I'm willing to even understand or accept, because I've seen it one way for so long. How in the hell can it be night and day difference? I don't love the receiving room as much as, McCarthy's previous offenses per se, but DK is extremely undervalued. And if McCarthy's going to feed the receivers, DK is going to have to step up. I don't think it's going to be Pittman. Pittman will look okay, but DK is a very underrated, not so much as one-dimensional as people think. He's just been used one-dimensionally. He's been used very one-dimensionally. But I think that DK has a chance to be like 1,000, 10, 20, 85 to, 85 receptions or 82 receptions, 10, 20, and 7 or 8 touchdowns. I think that's very reasonable. I'm not saying he towers over that, but boy, Pittman's nothing. Pittman's failed. Pittman's okay, But Pittman's not even close to being this team's number one wide receiver at all. It's DK. And Jeremy Bernard's pretty good too. I like him, but this is going to be Dowdle, a lot of run. I remember Dowdle's got connections to that previous Dallas offense, so Dowdle might get leaned on. But I think DK is very, very sneaky wide receiver 3 material this year. But I like Sutton a lot. Sutton's very safe, very good. 8 to 9 touchdown capable. If I had to put a number on the likelihood, a percentage of the number on the likelihood of the player that wins the touchdown battle here, it would be Sutton, would be like 60% likely. The yardage battle might go to M. Willie. I think if the longer Brissett stays in the lineup, the more likely that is to happen. But that Brissett part of it is maybe the part that takes M. Willie out from like week 8 or 10 on, and then all of a sudden he drops off the face of the earth. Sutton, there's injury where he could drop off the face of the earth. DK still feels like the overall safest player for longevity on the year and for just consistent production. But I would probably say DK 1, Sutton 2, M. Willie 3, final answer. But very close between DK and Sutton. And I could waver depending on how the wind blows.
Yeah. Respect that.
All right. Rock out, mute yourself real quickly. Chuck Nasty, you're live. Anything else, Chuck?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm still confused about how Jefferson's like in the first round. I don't know if you've seen the video, but I mean McCarthy and Kyler were just throwing air balls, and it just still confuses me how he's still at the end of one. It's just a terrible situation.
Yeah.
And even if Kyler like ends up being okay, I just don't see it end up being well. So I'd rather take all the receivers behind him over.
Let me put it this way, bro. Let me put it this way. I mean, truly, this is kind of I take a lot of heat on this one. I don't know why. And I admit, I'm very honest about how I've drafted, how I changed my mind. It's adjust and adapt. It's not being fickle. I've drafted a lot of JJ, but it was a while ago. Like I haven't been drafting at all lately for over a month. I don't think I've drafted him unless it timed out. But JJ, I was taking a ton early on. I was excited about the prospect of Kyler. And then when we started hearing that this team was not anointing Kyler the starter, and they were contemplating going back to what broke JJ and snapped him in half fantasy, not even half, more than that. He struggled to be a top 25 wide receiver for a big chunk of the year. JJ with Kyler isn't feeling as secure as it was when we thought JJ with Kyler was going to be JJ with the Kyler that was fully prepared and versed in everything that is Minnesota's offense. Now, even if they turn to Kyler tomorrow, I'm less excited because Kyler's less prepared. You're giving him half the reps. He's even complained to the media when he went up to the podium to talk to reporters, and they said, "Are you frustrated?" He said, "Yeah, I'm a little frustrated that I'm trying to learn the offense and I'm getting half the reps, and it's not, something that's going to speed things along." It is just a debacle. And you can say KOC knows what he's doing. He's his greatest coach ever, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, KOC has botched the QB call for how many years in a row and how many situations in a row, dating back to the Kirk Cousins switch over to JJ McCarthy, the mistake of drafting JJ, the mistake of letting Darnold go after he was their hero one game prior to their decision to let him go, when they put him on their shoulders and marched him around the locker room. All hail Sam Darnold. And then he has a bad game and they say bye-bye. Then they send him off and he goes and wins the Super Bowl. Okay, now, and I'm not saying Darnold's some amazing quarterback, but he was great in that system. He was great. He's great in Seattle. He's a good quarterback, not a great quarterback. That's great if the system's great. He's not elite, but he's good to great. Not great by himself. He needs to be propped up. Just like Purdy can be good to great if he's healthy and in that system. Man, Luis dropped another 200. Luis, you're an absolute savage, bro. You're just, I don't know what Luis is doing right now. Luis, let me hit this unicorn button. Where is the unicorn button? It's right Where is it at? Here it is. Unicorn, new record.
He is a unicorn.
Appreciate you, my man. Luis, standing ovation. Where was I at when I was trying to? Oh, JJ's value. Okay, so you botched. Thanks again, Luis. You botched the freaking Darnold situation. You draft JJ McCarthy. You play JJ McCarthy. You refuse to throw to Justin Jefferson and figure out ways to get him the ball like as a wide back. You fail every step of the way. And now you bring in Kyler, who's on a 1-year deal, no tag clause, almost virtually impossible to see him return to Minnesota, because if he balls out, he's going somewhere else and gets the bag, and you got too many options. And if he doesn't ball out, then he's not good enough to keep, and he's got a no tag clause, so you can't tag him. And so you literally, like as Travis said the other night, have to thread the needle to get him to stay, because he's on a no tag clause. He's getting paid $35 million by the Cardinals to play the Vikings on a $1 million minimum. So he gets one, or whatever the minimum is. He's getting the minimum amount of money from Minnesota. He's paying, the Cardinals are paying him $35 million to play for the Vikings, and he signed a no tag clause. It's just more stupidity on top of stupidity. And then you have the chance to go get Mac Jones. You don't get Mac Jones. Shanahan admitted that Mac Jones was available, and he said, thank God no one came with the solid offer, because then Mac Jones would have been gone. And Shanahan said that. So they botched getting Mac Jones, and now they bring Kyler in, and now they're botching preparing Kyler. Kyler's not the kind of quarterback that you can botch preparing. You got to give him all the preparation that you can. He's too short. He can't see over the offensive line. That means you got to change the offense in many ways and get him to the outside so he can throw the damn ball. Otherwise, he can't see over the offensive line. That's not to be funny. That's the truth. And so there's really no way to see this thing succeeding to its max potential when you can't get Kyler out there practicing. That's the skinny, bro.
Yeah, no, I know. Sorry, I come in like I make the mistake once every week, and I should stop. It's just complete ineptitude, and I just can't get over his ADP still being at the end.
Let me kind of finish what I was when I ranted and sidetracked myself. I was going over to the ADP board. So JJ's a 10 overall ADP pick right now. This is where you could call me crazy, you can call me whatever you want. I don't care. This is how I see it. If I'm on the clock and Genty's there, JJ's not getting taken by me. But I'm not done. If I'm on the clock and Hampton or Walker or Chase Brown are there, JJ's not getting taken by me. 0 times out of 10. If Achan's available, AJ Brown or Bowers or London are available, I'm not taking JJ over any of those guys even 1 time out of 10. As it stands right now, this could change if tomorrow they anoint Kyler the starter, he starts looking good, and he has enough time to catch up. I reserve the right to change my mind based on the information I have in front of me. That's called being an intelligent drafter and analyst. That is not anything other than that. But right now, this is where we're at. If I'm on the clock and Pickens or Rice or Love or Neighbors are available, or even probably McBride, I take JJ 0 times out of 10 over those guys. Not trying to suggest that his ADP should be here. I'm merely emphasizing that if that's the case, there's no way I'm taking JJ, even if he falls into the top of 2, because realistically, there's no chance I would take any of him over any of these players that will be a brick wall between him and his falling ADP, meaning there's not a single thing in the world that's going to get him to fall as far as I just described. So you're probably talking about a worst case scenario. He goes to the middle of 2 if Kyler's situation keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm taking AJ Brown and Bowers. If you want to just isolate it to those 2 players, I'm taking AJ Brown and Bowers every single time over JJ right now. Luis. Oh, Luis just hung up.
Yeah, I just.
Luis, you didn't even say bye. after all that. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you.
Hey,
Yeah,
Smitty.
Luis, you can call in and say goodbye if you're leaving. Yeah, what's up?
If you have JJ in Dynasty, what are you doing for him? Are you trying to trade for him, like for some talent, or what?
Well, his situation could change in Dynasty. But, yeah, I think I'm trying to get neighbors. I'm trying to get Jeremiah Love. I'm just trying to get into any of those very close and reasonable, options.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Luis at?
So like a high-end third rounder.
Yeah. Luis wants to. Someone said, "Where's his extender?" Luis wants to bank the extenders, and I don't blame him. Like, he's tired, and the show is already 3 hours, and he wants to spread them out. Or we could do like a whole extra midday show, too. Figure out a way to work it in. Luis, if you're there, dial in and say goodbye to the people. The people need to hear from you. Man, Luis dropping the massive wad. Biggest super chat ever. Ron's going to be excited. Ron won't be mad. Where's Luis at? Where did Luis go?
He went somewhere.
Also, Rocket, the thing they'll say about DJ is like, because they're gonna, try to play McCarthy, and so like if Kyler ends up being terrible, then you have two terrible quarterbacks,
Exactly.
Just
Understand.
DEFCON 5. Yeah.
Mute yourself real quick. I'll be right with you, caller. Hold on.
I haven't got much of them.
All right, boys. Hold on. Hang tight real quickly. Mute yourself, both of you, please, so there's no reverb. 282, you're live. Who's this and where are you calling from? Hello? Or 262. Who's this?
Yeah. Eric from Wisconsin. I know you're not big on like Zay Flowers and Smith and stuff like that, but I see a lot of guys going in the third round like Olave. Where would you put like Olave, Zay Flowers, and Smith?
It's a good question. Because Olave is another one that has some risk to him, but you could also argue that he was at one point a top 5 wide receiver prospect, like in fantasy, is even by me. I've got a video for it. Let me see if I can find it real quickly, just to show evidence that I'm not even like exaggerating. That's where Olave's value used to be. Here it is, right here. This is one of the first videos I made, by the way, for players. Let me show you. It's probably like number 4 or 5 that I ever made. We had Walker has one. Walker has one of the first ones. This is probably one of the first videos I've made.
A top 5 wide receiver hides among the people. His cost of entry is near illegal. Few see him coming. Many stay away. His name is Chris Olave.
Old video, so old, and that's how much we liked him. And it's amazing it's so long ago too. And Shuck's been talking him up, says he's never looked better. His blood clot issue was totally normal schedule. Everyone thought maybe he was still on blood thinners for how long, but that was all part of the regimen and the length of time that was already set and everything. He is by far and away a better player than Devontae Smith. I mean, it's not even close. But Devontae Smith is a very, very good player. It doesn't mean he's not a good player. But Olave was always projected to be not only a top 5 to 7 wide receiver in the league, but 100% a wide receiver 1 without a hesitation. Smith is more regulated to me as a high-end T. Higgins wide receiver 2 for a team that already has, somebody. Chuck, we'll see you later, bro. But this comparison, like, I understand what you're saying. The only thing that would make me feel hesitant, though, for almost a similar fear, is the concussions and all that. So you know, I get where you're coming from, concussions included. Like, do we trust Olave and Devontae Smith with the same amount of like fear that it could go south? Yes, I would agree with that. But I do think I'd draft Olave over Devontae Smith for sure, because he is a top 5 to 10 talent. 100%.
What about Zay Flowers? Like, do you have Smith over Flowers?
No, I don't.
I think Smith averages like 10.
I don't.
I think Smith averages like 10 targets. When
Yeah, I already addressed that. It's nonsensical data. You're talking about a completely different, you know, as I mentioned, he's not permanently changed positions. When Buka went down, you know, and Evans and him didn't switch roles permanently, Buka still did well. When all of a sudden they said, okay, now you're out of the flanker, you're going to take over from Mike Evans, Buka fell off the face of the earth. So moving Devontae Smith permanently is different than having him, you know, him go into a role and he's changing everything and defenses plan for it all offseason. It's a completely different bag of chips, bro. It's not even close. Using 1 or 2 or 3 game samples when you're trying to talk about number 1 corners, what even changes with the defensive game plan, all that stuff is just, it's ridiculous to even consider. He's going to face number 1 corners. I don't care what he's done in previous years moving around. This is not going to be the same offense even. So you can't even like say, oh, you're going down to a lot of 2 wide receiver sets. You don't know what this is going to look like for him. He becomes potentially a lot more one-dimensional. And that's not going to bode well for him given his size. I like him. I've always liked him. Coming out of college, I defended him like crazy. But this is not a good argument to say, oh, he dominates when AJ. That's just what people have said, and they repeat it, and that's what Excel sheet Erics will tell you. But at the end of the day, it comes down to a lot more than that. It comes down to the fact that you have a much different system on top of it all. It comes down to that Jalen Hurts has not exactly been the same guy the last 2 years. You wonder if the tush push is taking a toll on his body. He's been playing hurt. He hasn't been a top 10 quarterback for how long? You know, he continues to falter getting into that top 10 for 2 straight years. What was he like? I forget what he was the last 2 years, but let me find it. I know you can dig into the past. The past doesn't really matter. What matters to me is the more relevant last couple of years. You know, we can dig into the past and say Bill Belichick was a great coach. He's not a great coach now. It doesn't matter. You know, could it change? Sure. You know, are injuries involved? Sure. But that's part of my concern, is that I think Jalen Hurts has been taking a beating. Caller, mute yourself. I'll be right with you. He's been taking a beating. And I think this is going to be one of those things that we hear on like one of those like NFL stories where it's like people didn't know I was playing hurt. And, you know, they cut over to his documentary style. Jalen Hurts had to go to the trainer and get this special harness and no one knew about it. Nobody knew. And he dragged himself out of the ice bath, and I can just see it now. It's like how much this guy's been being abused by the tush push, and it looks easy, like they're having a pillow fight, just pushing each other around. You're talking about the sheer force it takes for him to try and get to where he needs to get, and have just 300-pound linemen just smashing him into the ground continuously over and over and over. And you've got Sirianni up at a podium saying Jalen's hurt. And then somebody whispers in his ear and Sirianni's like, never mind, he's not hurt. Like, this is the most dishonest reporting. Hurts was, let's see, he was depending on your scoring last year, he may have creeped into like the 10-9 range last year. But he was 10, 11, 12, just depends on your scoring. The year prior to that, Hurts was... right around, I would say probably 10, 11. Bo Nix is in 2020. What's all that noise? Who's making all that noise? You eating a muffin? Like, what's going on? What is that? Bo Nix was 7 in 2024. Whoever's on the phone line, can you mute whoever's eating a muffin or open up a bag of chips? And then Bo Nix was number 8. So 7 and 8 in back-to-back years. Like, Bo Nix has been playing better than Jalen Hurts, as predicted on this channel, by the way. All right, let me move on from this topic. No more Eagles talk or Devontae Smith. We've beaten this topic like
Real
a dead
quick,
horse.
though, you would have Olave and Flowers over him?
Yes.
You would have Olave and...
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, just wondering.
All right, man. Appreciate you. All right, let me go over to the 831 caller. You're live. Who's this and where you calling from?
Live. Yo, Smitty from California.
What's up? How's that muffin?
Huh? That was not me.
Okay. Nobody takes the blame.
I was the guy with the Burrow trade.
The
Remember?
Burrow trade?
Burrow?
No,
Dynasty?
you have to remind. You know how many people calling the phone line, bro? I don't know.
You said I hated on Burrow, the Dynasty redraft. I mean, Dynasty draft.
Oh, you're the one that didn't want to
I got Bowers.
take Burrow. You're the one that didn't want to take Burrow in his super flex at number 11. You said, I'm not going to take Burrow. I'd rather take Purdy.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You're live.
Yeah. Yeah, so after, I don't know if you remember, I got James Cook, AJ Brown.
No.
The Dynasty
Okay.
as well.
So you got Lamar, right?
But yeah, I
You got
James
Lamar as
Cook.
well. Okay, I remember
Lamar,
that. So Cook.
Powers, Olnix, James Cook, AJ Brown, Price, Tuden.
Nice. Did you say
Waddle,
Bowers? Did you say
Evans.
Bowers? Where'd you get Bowers? Oh, your first rounder. Okay. Wait. What? I thought you took Cook.
Yeah. Bowers? Yeah, I did take Cook.
Okay. So read your team off again.
Bowers, Lamar, Bo Nix, James Cook,
Bowers,
AJ
Lamar.
Brown, Price, Tuden. You don't like Waddle. Evans, Cooper, Travis Hunter.
You're going too fast.
Antonio Williams.
You're going too fast, bro. I tried again. All right. How'd you get Bowers? What round did you get Bowers in, bro?
First round.
I thought you
Sat in premium
Where'd you get Cook?
in the fourth round. Crazy.
That's a grandma league, bro. I can't even be proud of you at this point. Cook in the fourth round. Come on.
No. I know
This is like going
not
into a
that
Pop
it's
Warner
not
field
that,
as a
like-
pro athlete, just saying, bro, I ran 5 touchdowns in. It's like, okay, Al Bundy, nice job. I mean, I can't even be proud of you over that. James Cook in round 4, come on, man. It's not a serious league. But congratulations. And honestly, if you invited me in it, I would play in it. So don't take offense to that. It's a grandma league for sure. But I mean,
No, yeah, I get it.
good job, bro. The man that won't take Burrow at number 11 overall cleaned their clocks in a draft still. So, good work.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Appreciate
Later,
it.
bro. Thank you. Man, James Cook in round 4. Jeez. There's only so much you can, when you call in and say, I did this. And, if you said, like, I got Bowers in 1 and a tight end premium, I got Lamar in 2 and a super flex tight end premium. That's when we were like, whoa, you did great. And he's like, then I got, wait, you got James Cook? Yeah, but I got him around 4. It's like, oh, okay. That's what we're talking about. You're playing in the mortuary with a bunch of, you just like handing, index cards out to the different freezers. And you're like, okay, let's draft. Steve, would you like to make a trade? Steve's ice cold. He's not going to say no. Bro's winning the mortuary league. Just crushing him. He's doing the Caleb in there. Just walking around. We're up to Steve. Steve can't even say anything. He's ice cold, frozen. Oh, what are you going to do, Steve? Iceman, I just schooled you all. Hey, Steve, frozen Steve. How about you send Josh Allen my way? I get you an extra pillow. All right. Let's whoa. is that Luis dropping? What's he doing? First of all, Luis hung up. Luis, you didn't say bye, but Luis just dropped another. I don't even know what to say at this point, Luis.
He is a unicorn.
No, I'm confident it'll never be broken.
I don't know. I guess that deserves a little stand. That deserves all the standing ovations we have. Let's see here. Luis?
Let's go! Mashed potatoes! Yeah, buddy.
My system's frozen, by the way.
I smell meatloaf.
Let's hear the clip. To the moon.
Mars?
To Mars.
To Saturn.
To Jupiter.
And, man. Luis, you deserve this. You deserve this. Let's do this one time. You can clip it, Luis, if you want. You can clip this if you want. We'll put Devontae Smith on here. We're going to go back to full screen. This is for Luis, so we can clip it and play it whenever he wants until his heart's desired. Devontae Smith. Oh, wait.
The Jupiter men. Jupiter is...
That's where it doesn't show him. All right. Devontae Smith.
To Jupiter.
End scene. There you go, Louis. That's not the video you're going to get from him, but that might be something you can clip and feel real good about anytime you want to watch it. Jeez, Luis. Luis is... Let me hit the button.
Smitty. Everybody's pretty.
Jeez, Luis. Jeez, Luis. Let me go over to Chuck Nasty. Luis, you didn't call back, so we're saying bye to you now, though. And let me know if you think this is good, Luis. How about we do... trying to think of a way to celebrate this in a different way than going through all the banked, Luis, does this satisfy you? Devontae Smith video, Jordan Love and Bryce Young video, which you can recall at any time. Like if you drop a $20 super chat and you say, play my Devontae Smith video, you'll always have it on hand. Devontae Smith video, Love and Bryce Young video, midday show tomorrow, roughly about noon my time, 2 p.m. Eastern. That is, no matter what happens, that show happens. So it's an extra show that we're doing noonish my time, 3 p.m. Eastern. I guess that'd be 3 p.m. Eastern. So noon my time, 3 p.m. Eastern. That show happens because of Luis. So we're banking in the minutes into another show. You're getting the Devontae Smith video. You're getting the Jordan Love and Bryce Young video. And the additional video of your choice. You name the player. Let me know if that will clear it for you, Luis. And then we're going to do a show tomorrow. A show dedicated to his extenders. We'll do it at noon my time, 3 p.m. Eastern. That will be the show time. Just so we can get the minutes out. Because he deserves a show. Also, yeah, pick another player of choice, Luis. Let me know if that works for you, because I don't even know how to figure this out. You know what I mean? So let's do it this way. So show tomorrow because of Luis. Young, Love, Devontae Smith videos, and then one more video of his choice. Let me know, Luis, what video you want. Chuck Nasty, you're live. 6 minutes left. At this point, we're not going to extend anything. We're just doing tomorrow's show. Extra show. Jeez, Luis.
I was about to say he could do Caleb, because I know he's in love with Caleb.
Caleb video? Is that what Luis wants?
No. I'm just saying, like, you know how he's in love with Caleb.
Yeah, that could be. Oh, here he is. He's calling here. Let's ask him if he wants. Luis, does that satisfy you to do a whole entire show tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon?
Well, to be honest with you, bro, I honestly don't even. I lost count a while back. That sounds amazing. To be honest with you, the only thing I really want, and he could call in. He could call in somebody else to like call in for him, but if Golf for Life could please call
That's all he
in,
wants?
that would make my freaking day, bro. Because this is like a random person like that came into the chat on YouTube a while back, and he was like, "Oh man, bro."
Let's ask. All I can do is ask.
And I don't know where.
So
yes, please, like Golf for
show
Life,
tomorrow.
please.
Show
Like,
tomorrow.
because he thinks that I'm. No, for sure. Like he thinks that I'm offending him, and I'm like, bro, like I don't think that you're Golf for Life. I think that you might be somebody else that is not showing up tonight, and I might be.
All I can do is ask. Golf for Life, would you please call into the show tonight or tomorrow? Okay. Luis,
Yeah, for
Young
sure,
and Young and Love video. That's gonna be a one video where they're together working on something together, maybe a car, working on the car together or something like that. I don't know. A Devontae Smith video. Okay. The show tomorrow at noon my time, Arizona time, California time, 3 p.m. Eastern. That show is extra. I don't care if I go live at 10 a.m. my time, 1 p.m. Eastern. I go live again at noon for you. Okay. So there's that video. So that's going to burn off a lot of these minutes. Then you get a Devontae Smith video. What other video do you want? You name the player. Any player. It could be Caleb. It could be, think hard and long about what player, though, because it might be your favorite player. You're like, damn, so I'll make a video about it.
For sure. And can we just extend the show a little bit longer just for the people tonight? Because I feel like there's still some people. Like,
you've already got that banked.
Please?
So we can do.
I don't know. Like, I mean, we're gonna make it. Like, let's just bank it all the way. I don't know. All I gotta say is, for the people, this is the People Show, and shout out to everybody, because everybody is a part of this, and people don't usually tell you all this, but please don't be afraid to call. Please subscribe. Please hit that like button, because that like button goes a long way, because this is the one show that you don't want your teammates to know, but at the same time, it's a show that most of us, like myself,
all right,
like, we just find it.
I appreciate
and
that.
And then when we find it, you know, like, yeah, like it's a big thing, and you never know. You might create the next Louise, like you might create the next BBQ. Like, you never know. Like, this is the best show on the planet / universe. Like, DJ didn't call in tonight,
Okay.
but
So pick a player.
It's just something
Pick a player, Luis. What is the next player you want the video to be on? Is it Neighbors? Is it?
Devontae
No, we already
Smith,
got
bro.
that. I'm doing that one already. So you get to pick one more player, any player you want.
Oh, okay. So,
Let's see.
Okay.
Josh Allen, Drake May. We could do another. Wait, we got the Drake May video already. Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Rashi Rice, running back Jeremiah Love, Achan, Genty. We have a Kenneth Walker video, but it's older. We have Chase Brown. We have a bunch of Chase Brown videos. Who's a player you're in on that we're both in on. Let's do something positive. Tootin'. We don't have a Tootin' video.
You hear me on my train?
What? Uh-huh.
Hit him up. Yeah, make
All right,
it Tootin'
Tootin' it
video,
is.
please.
All right,
Yeah. that'd be
Love
cool.
Young Tootin'.
Yeah.
Sounds like a band. Love Young Tootin'. Love Young Tootin' and Devontae Smith. Those videos will be coming. I'll try and work on all of them tomorrow and see if I can get them done for you, bro. But we'll have a few of them at least. Golf is Life says, I respectfully won't be calling in. Take it easy. I wish you all the best. Just don't call other... did you get in a fight with Golf? Is that what happened? Golf, before you leave, like, here I am thinking... Hold on, Luis. Hold on, Luis. Here I am thinking that you're like on good terms with Golf by that speech, and then I'm seeing Golf saying I respectfully won't call it.
No.
Did you get in a fight with them or something and trying to get him to call in and beef, or what are we doing here?
Honestly, to be honest with you, he didn't ask for any. He did not ask for anything. But like the way that I see it
Is that what this is?
The math is not mathing, and normally I don't really read into this stuff.
Let's see here. I'm looking back.
I'm looking
back.
But like for me personally, like I don't understand how like, you come up in the YouTube. You don't even mention you mentioned the Rumble once that day, and out of nowhere, when they're not even getting the likes or the subscriptions that they were getting back in the day when Luis was like actually hyping them up.
Hold on.
I am
Luis,
the original sponsor of YouTube. Of like Rumble.
So, look, Golfer's Life said Luis with exclamation points. He was celebrating you. And then you said Golf for Life. I remember
Luis
you.
just wants this man to call
You
in.
said I remember.
You
Hold
already
on,
know
hold on,
who it
Luis.
is.
Let me just read this. The people don't understand what's going on, and you got to let me read it. Hold on. The people don't understand what's going on. Golf says I remember. Luis says I remember you. And then Luis said. I don't see anything negative. I live in Cali. Moving on. Love to get Ron and you want to call. Then you called them the B word. Luis.
Mm-hmm.
Luis. Don't do that.
I'll do it again.
Well, don't do it in my chat, bro. Come on. Golf doesn't deserve that though. Luis. And then you want him to call in, and here I am thinking, yeah, you're kind of trying to cause a beef in the Rumble. I'm reading another comment. Come on, Luis. But you're talking about peace. You're talking about peace and love in the phone line, and then in the chat you're calling people a B word.
I do, but no.
Two people.
The math is just not mathing. I understand it's one person, but like the math is just not mathing because I don't understand how somebody goes from being in the chat in YouTube, which I don't really watch all of them, but I kind of do enough to the point where I can anticipate something that, hey, somebody is going to go off and go and say, hey, super chat.
I don't know what he's saying right now.
And then out of nowhere, they don't appear
no
for
idea.
like a week and a half. And then out of nowhere, they are the person. They do go to a platform that I started, by the way. Hey, just so everybody knows, I started the Rumble. Just Luis he is the guy. And then he's like, somebody is on the go. He calls himself Golf for Life. And
what's wrong with that?
And if I'm entirely wrong, I just want. I understand.
But why does that make him a B word?
Like what?
I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, what do you do?
Because he is somebody that I don't really like, to be honest with you, and that does not make me a better person. And hey, if that gets me bounced off, that's
I'm not.
okay. Like, I can
Luis,
live
I'm not
with
trying to
that.
bounce you
Like, I
off. I'm
can
just
live
saying,
with
what did he do?
a longer story than most people
All right,
can
well-
understand, and they don't have enough time. And
All right, I'll find out. He says water under the bridge. What do you say? Water under the bridge. I'm just a football guy.
I don't know. Some people just like to play the victim. You know, so some people
right,
just
well.
like to come into the chat. They like to say their points, and they always like to just talk mess. And me personally, like, I'm not somebody that's gonna diss on you unless you actually have a reason for me to go at you. So if I actually say bad words, either I'm just saying it because I just say it because that's my slang. But if I actually say it directly in the chat, that really has to make you think. How much do you really have to
All right. Well,
actually
tell me.
upset
You guys
somebody?
can tell me later what you're beefing about because I have no idea. But Golf is saying water under the bridge. You're over. I don't
Well,
know.
You can call in. I mean, he's just like, no, I understand. Like, I mean, I can change my. I'm gonna tell you this, Smitty. Like, I can go and I can change my whole YouTube name and I can change my whole Rumble name immediately, and then I can come into the stream and act like somebody I'm not. But I am not, because I am here every single day, and I know who it is, and I'm not gonna say the name that I know who it is, because if you really were not who you think you were,
So
you would actually
confused.
call. But you don't, because you are a little.
No,
let me say it again.
don't sit on my phone line,
B-word. So,
Luis.
exactly.
Luis,
That's
all right.
what I-
Enough of that on the phone
Yes,
line.
sir. Hey, that's
Okay.
all I gotta say. Hey, I know.
All right.
I know.
All right.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
This is the most confusing night I've ever had. I don't even know what's going on. Golf, if you want to explain what happened, I don't understand. Like, I don't even know what happened. Luis, you could type it in the Rumble chat what the beef was about, but like, I don't even know. Anyway, got a minute and 6 seconds left. No idea what's going on. All right, rock out. Final thoughts. Luis, thank you.
A good show, Smitty. Catch
All right,
you in the
man.
next one.
We'll see you later. Appreciate you.
All right.
All right. Who else is here? Chuck Nasty. Final thoughts.
No, nothing. Just a good show. Going back to the main Gibbs to the moon to Andromeda. Actually,
I don't even know what happened. All right. Appreciate you, bro. See you tomorrow.
Oh,
Later.
Yep.
I don't even know what happened. I have no idea what happened. I found Smitty 2 years ago. Best show content out there. Not even close. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you, Luis. Regardless of that little situation, which I have no idea where that came from. I thought he was like, bring Golf for life up. He's such a good follower. Like all this, like bring him. He deserves to be up here. What are we doing? Luis, thank you for the super chats, the extenders. You were the highest super chatter ever. I don't know what all that was about, but it is what it is. See you all tomorrow. We'll be live at noon my time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And then we'll have a bunch of more videos to drop on, player videos. So I'll see you all later. Rollo says, go get your gunners using code Smitty. That was wild. Highest super chatter ever. Many Dogs says I skipped his super chat. All right, hold on a second, my boy. Be careful not to spam the chat like that too much, or the system will trigger you to. Many dogs. Where's your super chat? You skipped. Oh, Calvin's super chat. I'm sorry, Calvin. Thank you, Many Dogs. Calvin, you here, Calvin? 10-man Superflex 3 QB limit punt QB 10-man Superflex 3 QB limit. Okay, so the limit is, I don't understand these leagues where there's like one rule and then you counter that rule with another rule, and it's like it's 3 quarterback limits. You can't hoard quarterbacks. It's 10-man league. I still contemplate taking a QB at the very, like Josh Allen or May, but I think I do punt QB under these circumstances because you're almost certainly going to get like a Nix and a Malik Willis. But I still think having May or Josh Allen in a Superflex is dominant. But yeah, I'd be tempted, Calvin. Calvin, you still here? Yeah, Calvin's here. Thank you, Calvin. Anybody else, if I missed your super chat, let me know. Appreciate you all. Thank you, Calvin. Either way, chat, would you punt quarterback in a 10-man 3 QB limit? Because then you got, I mean, that's still 30 quarterbacks, though. You know, it's still a lot. So I still think I take, if I got 1 or 2, I get May or Allen, or probably Burrow. Maybe even Lamar. So May, Allen, Burrow, Lamar. And then at that point, I think I'm punting for Nix, Baker, you know, quarter Mahomes. Mahomes will probably, God, in this league, bro, I bet you Mahomes falls to like the 2-3 turn or something. So, I think I'd be happy with Mahomes as my QB1. And then you can cuff him to Fields, bro, Calvin. And that's like a really sneaky, or if you get Joe Burrow, get Flacco. Or if you, and like Sam Darnold and Milroe as a second quarterback works good as well. But Mahomes and Fields, or Burrow and Flacco, but Mahomes and Fields late. And then you can kind of really like risk your second quarterback, because if you don't get it, you at least got one locked in. So I'd still take, but I'd take 1. I wouldn't go 2. Even if like you got a Bo Nix or a good value at 2, I'm still going to go back to normal drafting and then try and come back for the Malik Willis. Thank you all. Appreciate you. See you later. Luis, thanks again for the super chat. Please, everybody, be peaceful in the chat, though. I don't want beefs in the chat, please. Doesn't matter what's going on. Golf even said, if I upset you, I apologize. I don't know what you may have said in the past or something like that, but please, no beefing in the chat like that. Appreciate you all. See you all later. Thank you, Luis. Thank you, everybody that extended the show. Luis is the highest super chatter ever on this channel, ever, in one evening. That is for sure. And one more Drake May and Rex video on the way out the door.